Today, we shed a tear, for there are only 81 games left to be played in this glorious amalgam of earth and grass, cement and steel and wood, this wonderful place that we call Tigers Stadium. Today, we begin the final season in this ballpark, where we bring our children just as our parents brought us and their parents brought them. And it's only appropriate that we conclude this millennium in the park that has meant so much to all of us. That place that will always be etched in the essence of our very beings. That magical parcel of land at the corner of Michigan and Trumbull. Our very own Field of Dreams, Tiger Stadium.
Hello, everybody, and today, one of those days that dreams are made of. It is opening day here in the city of Detroit, and you know what? We got pretty good weather. Sunny skies, we're always thankful for that, and temperatures in the upper 40s. Over the next half hour, we will tell you the story of this historic place. Frank Beckman, Al Kaline, David Scott, Amir Jacobson, Ray Lane, all helping get the job done. And they have played baseball at this very site for over 100 years. And right now, on the corner of Michigan and Trumbull, is Meg Oliver. The excitement's building outside. Meg, take it away.
Tim, as you know, opening day here is about tradition, a rich tradition passed on from one generation to the next. As you can see, fans are lining up, decked out in blue and orange, getting ready to cheer on their team. Some parents are bringing their kids for the very first time, hoping to share a little bit of the magic of opening day before the team moves down the street next year. And memorabilia like this hat and t-shirts are selling faster than ever. Some fans tell me they don't care how much they pay as long as they have something tangible to walk away with from this special opening day. Now, some fans have been coming here like Tom Ranker since 1935. Right. What's your favorite memory?
My favorite memory, I think, is the 1968 World Series when Al Kaline got the base hit to put the Tigers ahead in a very deciding game in the middle of the series.
Well, enjoy opening day. Thanks for spending some time with us. I'm sure everybody will be walking away from opening day with a special memory. Reporting outside Tiger Stadium, I'm Meg Oliver. Back to you, Tim.
All right, Meg, thank you very much. You know, it's not just the fans who have special memories of this place. Every ball player who has played at Tiger Stadium takes with them memories and memories of opening day. And we will hear from former players and more coming up on the show. You know, the Tigers themselves are reaching back and pulling in some of their own former players, reaching into that bag of tradition. And this year, Alan Trammell and Lance Parrish make up the coaching staff.
I think when it was announced that Lance Parrish was coming back to the Tigers as third base coach, every Tiger fan said, oh, that's great. A blast from the past. They think championship. They think all-star.
Think so?
I think so. What was it to you?
No, I was kind of overwhelmed, and I was very excited. And, you know, I've shared this story with a few people that I just really didn't know where I stood in this organization anymore. Obviously, I had made the choice to leave back in '87 and probably burned a few bridges along the way. Obviously, I've stated that I felt what I did was justified, but I didn't know if it was going to be easy for me to get back into this organization.
Because you were still a Tiger?
I always felt like I was a Tiger, you know, and always kept close tabs on the guys that I had played with. And even when all the guys that I had played with were mostly gone, I still followed the Tigers. I've always had a warm spot in my heart for this organization. Obviously, I grew up in this organization and had my opportunity to play in the big leagues initially here and had some great times.
What does it mean to you to team up with Tram again? A guy who named one of his sons after you, for heaven's sake. I mean, you two are so close. And what does it mean to you to be working with him now?
It's special. I've always had a great friendship with Alan and have a tremendous amount of respect for him as an individual and as the player that he was. Very intelligent guy. He knows what he's doing. He's very organized down here. He's taken to this role very nicely, and I think all the guys have responded to his leadership and his ability to teach hitting. You know, I never doubted that he was capable of doing that, but to be able to work with him on the other side of the fence now kind of carries our relationship one step further.
I've known him since 1976, one of the first guys that I met in the organization. We're both from the West Coast, Southern California. We have things in common, but he's a special guy. I mean, he's an upfront guy. He's a great friend, and again, I named my first son after him. So, he's very special to me. And again, repeating myself, but we're very fortunate to have him back because he brings a lot to the table.
That's that one you can wait just a little bit longer, stay in that loaded position.
When you started your career as a youngster, a skinny kid out of San Diego, had trouble hitting the ball to the left side of second base, could you ever picture yourself as a hitting coach in the big leagues?
No, I'll tell you what, I've come a long way in that regards, because going back to that, what you said in Lou, I mean, I hit the ball to right field, Lou hit the ball to left field, and as we got older, we both learned how to pull the ball, and I think that was our strong suits as we got into our career. But to be honest with you, no. I didn't foresee myself as a hitting instructor, even though going back to the roving situation, when you're working with kids, they're going to ask you about everything. Pitchers would ask me about what they think about them pitching, at the minor league level, which is good. So, as you know, I don't have any problems talking baseball. I think I know a little bit about a lot of different things. But now that I am the hitting coach, I've done a lot of research, and no, not that makes anything right, but what I'm trying to do is be prepared, just like I was as a player. I want to have answers for guys when they ask me, and I know I don't have all the answers, but I do have some research and a little bit of knowledge about the game. But I also have LP as a sounding board because his background is hitting. So I've got some good guys to go to, and that certainly will help.
All right, well, a couple of guys who should be able to teach these young Tigers how to win. Ray, all year long, the Tigers are going to say goodbye to this special place, and I know on our UPN 50 broadcast, we're going to do that.
For sure. Timmy, this year, as you mentioned, throughout the season, we'll be at the corner, referring to Michigan and Trumbull and this wonderful place, Tiger Stadium. Some of the great stories, some of the history about this place, and some of the history of some of the great players, and not so great, too. And by the way, a little bit later on in the program, we'll go down a little, may I say, memory lane, and take a look at Tiger Stadium when it started way back when, through the auto industry, up to this final opening day.
Well, it certainly is a special day. David Scott and Amir Mankinson also standing by over on the first base side.
Okay, thank you, Tim. We certainly are. It is so exciting out here, you can hardly tell what it's like.
It's a very special day. In 88 years now, the old gal's been painted up and covered up and patched up a little bit. The seats have changed. Each of us has our special memories here. Mine began when I was 10. But to put this in perspective, Amir, they built this thing in 1912 for $300,000. You couldn't even get a utility infielder for that price.
Sure couldn't, but they first started playing ball here back in 1896. So you figure it out, either from 1912 or 1896. That's how many opening days they've had here for the Tigers.
Very hallowed ground.
Yeah. Okay, Tim, we're coming back to you.
All right, thank you, David. And Amir, there's much more straight ahead here on Tigers home opener. We will go down memory lane and hear from some of the former players and, of course, pay tribute to this old historic stadium. That and more right here on the Tigers home opener pregame coverage. Hello, everybody. I'm Tim Swore. Welcome back to this opening day here in Detroit for Tigers baseball. The fans carry with them those very special memories of coming to the ballpark and seeing their team play. Well, the players who have played here also carry with them some very special memories, and here's a look and a listen right now.
Memories pressed between the pages of my mind. Memories sweetened through the ages just like wine. Quiet thoughts come floating down and settle softly to the ground like gold of autumn leaves around my feet.
I'll never forget that first day. And of course, we got in at 2 in the morning, and I went back to the Teller Hotel. That's where I stayed. First of all, we got in at 2 in the morning, and my first 2 teams was Philadelphia and St. Louis, so we took the train. And I was sitting next to Johnny Pesky, and we were at the old train station. We came right down Michigan Avenue, and he says, "Hey, Al, there's going to be your home. There's going to be your home for the next couple of years." And I looked out the window, of course it was dark, but it looked like a big old battleship, with all the things in it. And I said, "Man, that's going to be my home." And of course, the next morning, I walked to the ballpark right down Michigan Avenue, and it was great. And I had a hard time getting through the guards. You know, they didn't, you know, they knew that they had signed another kid, but they didn't think they realized they signed this skinny kid with pimples all over his face, and this guy's a ball player.
Well, I think the World Series, when the Tigers came from behind in '68, that fifth game when Kaline got a key hit, and Mickey Lodich stayed in to bat for himself, and when Brock was thrown out at the plate, that was a great game. And then Gibby's 2 home runs in the last game against San Diego. I think those are the things I remember. And Frank Tanana pitching the final game in '87 against Toronto, and he blanked them. I think he beat Jimmy Key and got the last ball, and those were great moments, really were.
And there's been a lot of great moments in the 20 years that I've been in the organization, 20 years plus. So, you know, I'm certain days will probably bring other things, great things. The World Series, of course, comes to mind. '87, you know, going down the wire with Toronto. I mean, those are 2 things that I'll never forget, but there'll be a lot more as the year goes on that I'll remember.
I remember my very first day I walked in Tiger Stadium, just the atmosphere that was created by the uniqueness of the way it was structured. I'd never been in a stadium quite like that, the way the stands were right on top of the field. I always told everybody that I always liked the green seats rather than the new blue seats that they put in there, because I felt that, you know, those green seats just kind of brought out baseball to me more than the blue. Don't ask me why, because I don't know, but I just felt like the green seats there really made an impact on me when I walked in there, and the smells and the sounds of being in Tiger Stadium for the first time. I remember my first day that I got my very first base hit, and then I ended up getting my first double and my first home run, my first 3 times up, actually. And my parents were in the stands, and the last time I got up, and this was only the 2nd game I played now, the fans gave me a standing ovation, so that'll always be something that I'll remember.
I think everybody who has followed this team freezes an image of his favorite team in his mind. And I think to people who are a little bit younger, it's going to be Kirk Gibson and hitting that home run in '84 and then just posing in front of the dugout with that just sheer look of brute force on his face. You know, that you were not going to beat Kirk Gibson if you had a wagon load of tanks. You were just not going to beat him.
Who can forget Kirk Gibson hitting that historic home run? Well, game time is getting close. The players probably starting to feel it. Let's go upstairs now to our broadcast team here on UPN 50, Frank Beckman and Al Kaline.
Tim, good afternoon. What a great day here at Tiger Stadium. The final opener, Al Kaline. And for those of us who grew up in Detroit with Tiger Stadium as our field of dreams, give us an idea of what it's like right now for those Tigers down below as they get ready for opening day.
Well, this is really a special day. It's really unique here at Tiger Stadium. It's a great ballpark. The locker room is close. Everybody's a real unit right there. Everybody's close together. And I know a lot of things going through their mind right now after coming off of a very tough road trip. They got their packed house here at Tiger Stadium. They want to get off to a good start. They want to give the impression that they are a good team. And this is a pretty good ball club. It should score a lot of runs. So I know they're really nervous. I know I'm nervous right now, and I'm just sitting up here. I don't have to worry about hitting curveballs, but that's what's great about it. It's great to have the nerves, and I have a lot of great memories of opening days. It's a great day for Tiger fans.
And we're going to share a lot of those memories with you as this afternoon unfolds. The Tigers and the Twins in the home opener, the final one at the corner of Michigan and Trumbull.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Right now, Amir Jacobson standing by with the mayor of Detroit, David Archer. Amir?
Okay, thank you, Tim. The only thing better than being in Detroit on the corner of Michigan and Trumbull on opening day is being with Mr. Detroit himself, Detroit Mayor Dennis Archer.
Amir, it's a great time to be out here today. 80-degree weather. It's just warm. You don't need that sweater. Isn't it nice?
Did he say 80? Is he excited or what? Everybody, this is so nice. It's great we're getting a new stadium, but it is sad to see the old one go.
It is. There's a lot of memories that's right here at the corner of Michigan and Trumbull. But like anything else, if you take a look at what other ballparks are doing and providing the kind of amenities what our team needs to win, we want another World Series, don't we? Don't we want to be another? Hey, we want to make it happen.
What do we see up there? The last one, where is it? 68?
No, 1984.
84.
That's right. Don't you remember when don't you Kirk Gibson hitting it off Goose Gotcha when he was going around doing it? Hey.
68 was the one before. Thanks a lot. We hope the Tigers have good luck today.
We do too. Thanks very
much.
See you later.
Tim, back to you.
All right, Amir, Mayor, thank you very much. Well, the show will continue right here at Tiger Stadium as we continue our look at the Tigers home opener. Player introductions and more coming up when we come back. Welcome back to Tiger Stadium. Starting lineup for the Tigers be introduced. Let's go to the voice of Tiger Stadium, Jimmy Barrett.
Homer. The sixth hitter and playing right field, number 4, Bobby Higginson. Batting 7th and playing shortstop, number 8, Davy Cruz. The 8th hitter and catcher, number 12, Rat Osmus. Batting 9th and playing center field, number 21, Brian Hunter. And this afternoon, starting pitcher warming up the Tigers bullpen is number 20, Willie Blair. Fans, at this time, we direct your attention to center field for the presentation of America's
All right, folks, you've heard from the mayor of Detroit. Let's check in with David Scott, who is the governor of Michigan.
All right, thank you, Tim. Governor English standing by. You're used to this. You got the arm warmed up?
We're working on it. Yeah, it's a challenge.
It seems to me, Governor, that this opener, stretching to next year's opener, really mark a great passage in the history of Detroit.
Oh, there's no question about it. I mean, this really does come sort of at the opportune time as we make the transition 20th century to the 21st, and a lot of renewal signs everywhere, and you say goodbye to a lot of traditions with Tiger Stadium, but we got a whole century for new traditions now.
Governor, good to see you. Throw a strike.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.
All right, we are back here at Tiger Stadium. Ray Lane joining us now, and Ray, we're going to say goodbye to this old place. It has been kind to the fans in Detroit, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been very kind, and there's a lot of history here, and certainly there have been many times where it hasn't been. Neither have the teams, and hopefully this 99 edition for the final year will do something. But a lot of great memories here, and I'm a native Detroiter, and I can remember my dad bringing me here, sitting in the bleachers out there, sitting. I could never afford the reserve seats, but we had a great time. And there's a lot of history, and a lot of it deals way back of when the auto industry came in here, as well as the aircraft.
There you go.
That's right.
The flyby right now.
But right now, let's go down memory lane with Tiger Stadium.
It's just a field, and it's just a building. It's just dirt and grass, beams and concrete, railings, walkways, stairs and seats. An unlikely place to be the repository of our best hopes and fondest memories. Besides, how can one place hold both the magic of our youth and the best memories of our old age? It's just opening day. What's so special? We have been coming here as a community every April since 1896. We have returned springtime after springtime to Michigan and Trumbull, the oldest continuous home of professional baseball in the world. And what the heck? It's just an old stadium, a relic, but it's our relic, filled with sights and smells and memories and thrills to last a lifetime and beyond. No, you don't forget friends like this, and you don't forget days like today. It's last opening day. And how do we leave behind our very own field of dreams? Maybe the best and most revered baseball field in the history of the game? Because Michigan and Trumbull has given us everything over its 104 years. Excitement, elation, disappointment. but more to the point, a sense of identity, a sense of community, quite possibly the place where we have most been Detroit and Detroiters. The name hasn't mattered. Bennett Park, Navin Field, Briggs Stadium, Tiger Stadium. Names are changeable. What was not was the magic inside the fences. If your grandfather came through its gates for those World Series games in 1907, 08, or 09, if your dad was here in those memorable years of 34 and 35, if your mom brought you out to see those comeback Tigers of 68, if you brought your kids to watch those can't-lose Tigers of 84, you were all gazing at the same field, sharing the same experience. 1908 or 1998, Michigan and Trumbull was the place we came to create and continue a holy tradition.
Lovely empty baseball field.
Remember your first view of the field? Ever seen grass so green? The sky so blue? Those beautiful white uniforms and that eternal and magic old English D? Yes, you can be very young at Michigan and Trumbull, and you can be very old here and delight in being either or both. Because what place has ever symbolized the excitement and hopes of our youth, or better held the sentiment and nostalgia of our fancy years, than this old and beloved site? Because at Michigan and Trumbull, it's forever 1910, and local pride and Ty Cobb is about to be matched by our growing status as the auto capital of the world. At Michigan and Trumbull, it's forever 1935, and Goose Goslin is knocking in the World Series winning run that will ring the church bells with joyous news. The Tigers are finally World Series champs. It's 1968. The incomparable Al Kaline is forever young, and Mickey Lolich is our overweight knight in shining armor. And it's still 1984, and Whitaker and Trammell are spoken as one. Sparky Anderson paces the dugout, and Kirk Gibson paws the ground and snorts like a warhorse eager for battle. It's just a field. It's just the last opening day. But it's as much a part of us as the river that brought us here. As much the legend and lore of Detroit as Henry Ford's bicycle shop and production line. As much a part of our hearts as our neighborhoods, our families, our friends, and our youth. Soon enough, a new stadium built on a new corner will have its time symbolized by its opening days. And soon enough, it will have its century too, containing its own sights and thrills and never-to-be-forgotten memories. But on this, its last opening day, we turn back once again to our old friend, to this stadium, to the joy of our youth at Michigan and Trumbull, and say thanks and goodbye.
I'll tell you what, Ray, probably some folks at home with a couple of tears in their eyes, and you were feeling a little emotion putting that whole thing together, weren't you?
Yeah, I really did. There were certain things that, let's face it, it's part of your life. And for some of the older folks here, going way back before I was ever around here, it's part of their lives too. And it was we've had so many great moments here that sometimes you'd forget about the baseball, and it became a happening. It became an event. It was a place to be, and it was like a good friend. It's now time to say so long to that good friend, and with the new one around the corner to begin a new century and say hello to a new friend.
Next year at this time, we'll be standing at Comerica Park, and we'll have to get used to all that all over again. Ray, thank you very much. Still ahead, our ceremonial first pitch on this home opener for your 1999 Detroit Tigers. All right, welcome back to Tiger Stadium, everybody. It is time now for the ceremonial first pitch, or in this case, pitches. Let's go to the mound. There's Mayor Dennis Archer, and he finds his way to the plate. Now the governor and Mr. Engler gets it there as well. They're probably both relieved. There you have it. The ceremonial first pitches are out. The real first pitch just minutes away, and that means it's time for us to go upstairs. Your voices for Tiger baseball right here on UPN 50. Frank Beckman and Al Kaline. Guys, take it away.
Tim, thank you very much. It's just a delight to be here on opening day at Tigers Stadium. It's a little bit chilly today, but the sun is out, and Al Kaline, I don't think anyone notices the temperature today on this special afternoon in Detroit.
No, it's a great day. It really is. A full house, a lot of memories going through everybody's mind, knowing the fact this will be the last one that they ever see at this great palace called Tigers Stadium, and a lot of great memories. I hope the outcome will be the same as my first one back in 1954. Steve Gromek shut out the team and we won 3-0. So it's a great day, great happening.
Well, it's up to Willie Blair to repeat Steve Gromek's performance today. Willie had a rough start his first time out.
Yeah, Willie actually was roughed up pretty much all spring training, and he really has to have a lot of control. He has to establish his breaking ball and then bust the hitters in with a fastball. But control is the name of the game for Willie Blair. He has to keep the ball down and away from most of the hitters.
His mound opponent, Eric Milton, a young left-hander who was roughed up himself in his first start.
Yes, he pitched very well in spring training. They like this guy a lot. But I look at the statistics. The right-handers really tear him apart. I mean, the left-handers hit him hard. So hopefully we'll get off to a good start and we'll get a couple home runs here at Tiger Stadium.
The Tigers and the Twins in the home opener, the final one at the corner of Michigan and Trumbull, coming up here on UPN 50.
Detroit Tiger Baseball on UPN 50, brought to you by Subway, the way a sandwich should be. By Coca-Cola, always a favorite in Detroit, always Coca-Cola. By Comerica, we listen, we understand, we make it work. By Brewery Fresh Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. And by Little Caesars Pizza. Come in now and help celebrate our 40th anniversary. Hey, we're 40. You're hungry? Let's party.
Tiger Stadium, where Willie Blair has taken the mound and concluded his tune-up tosses to face the Minnesota Twins in the final home opener at the corner of Michigan and Trumbull. And he faces a very young lineup.
Very young lineup. A lot of double-A players playing in the big leagues right now. Here's the batting lineup for the Twins. Leading off, the center fielder, Torrey Hunter. Batting second is Chad Allen in left field. Todd Walker will back third, playing second base. Ron Coomer is at third base, batting fourth. Matt Lawton, fifth batter, right field. Marty Cordova will be the DH. Doug Menkovich will be at first base. Terry Steinbach, the catcher. And Guzman will be batting ninth.
We're underway. The first pitch from Willie Blair to the right-handed hitting Torrey Hunter, down and away, ball one. The temperature not expected to get much beyond 45 degrees as Hunter lifts a shallow fly to right. And it's appropriate that out in right field, where Al Kaline patrolled all those years, Bobby Higginson makes the grab for the first out of the final home opener.
Willie Blair didn't pitch really well his first outing. 4 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, 8 hits, didn't walk anybody, had 2 strikeouts. The control is really the key to Willie's game. He doesn't overpower anybody. He's a basic fastball, curveball, slider, changeup pitcher. He has to establish the outside corner, and then he can start getting guys out with a pitch inside. But control is the name of the game for Willie, and that's where he wants to go. Probably 85% of the time will be pitches away from all the batters.
Chad Allen, another of the Twin rookies, and they've got 10 on their 25-man roster. Takes ball one. Willie had the lead in that first start at Texas, 4-2 in the 5th inning. This one slicing foul and out of play down the right field side into Kaline's corner. They're going to make you famous today. You know that, Mr. Hall of Famer? It's great to see, too, isn't it?
Field looks great. Nice day, a little chilly for the players. I imagine out in the sunshine it's not too bad.
The 1-1 to Allen moves him back off the plate.
That's what Willie has to do. He pretty much has to pitch 2 pitches ahead and set up a pitch, and I wouldn't be surprised now that he goes away. But that's the type of pitcher he has to be, and his control is so important.
Tiger outfield playing Allen to go the opposite way. One hit up the middle, backhanded by Easley. A little trouble with his footing, but he regains his balance to retire Chad Allen. 2 up and 2 outs.
Defensively for the Tigers, starting in the outfield, Encarnacion, Hunter, and Higginson. Around the infield, Palmer, Cruz, Easley, Clark, Osmus, the catcher today for Willie Blair.
And the batter will be Todd Walker with 2 out, nobody on in the Twins first.
Well, Todd is their best pure hitter on this ball club. He likes to jump on the first pitch if it's a fastball.
He hits one sharply past Tony Clark on the first pitch down to the right field corner. And Walker will cruise into second. He's the game's first base runner with a 2-out double.
Well, I'm glad I got that out, so I don't have to think that I made it up. I got it out just in time, but that's the history of Todd. He likes to jump on the first pitch. He does not like to hit with 2 strikes on him.
Well, and he got a fastball, Al.
Yeah, well, also you can see the location. Osmus wanted the ball out over the plate. Willie got it right in the middle, right where he likes it.
And here comes one of the old men on the Twins, Ron Coomer. He's 32 years old. He and catcher Terry Steinbach really are almost like babysitters for this team.
Well, our coaches really like Coomer a lot. They think he can do a lot of things. He can certainly be DH, third base, first base. They really like him as a player, and he has a little power.
Coomer came over a couple of years ago in that deal with the Dodgers. That sent Mark Guthrie there. He chops one back to the hill. Willie Blair fires to Tony Clark, and the Twins are gone in the opening inning. Todd Walker stranded at second after his 2-out double. The Tigers come into bat with a game scoreless.
Okay, hopefully let's get into the winning lineup for the Detroit Tigers here in opening day 1999. Leading off, Juan Encarnacion in left field. Batting second, Greg Jeffrey will be the DH. The third batter, Damian Easley at second base. Batting fourth at first base, Tony Clark. The fifth batter, Dean Palmer at third. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Bobby Higginson. Batting seventh, Davy Cruz, a shortstop. Eighth batter to catcher, Brad Osmuth. Batting ninth, playing center field, Brian Hunter. And they'll be facing Eric Milton, a youngster. Last year he was 8-14 for this Minnesota Twins in his first start. Did not get a win or loss. 9.82 earned run average starting this season. Left-handers are batting .361 against him with 9 home runs. Right-handers are batting only .259, but they have hit 16 home runs off them. That was last year.
25 home runs he allowed. He's a fly ball pitcher, and in this ballpark, Al, that could spell trouble. We'll see. Juan Encarnacion takes a strike.
Basic pitcher, fastball, curveball, and a changeup. Again, he's the type of guy that has to hit the corners.
Encarnacion looks at a low one. Juan has not been taking a lot of pitches, even though he's been batting in that leadoff spot, and we see him take the first 2 pitches this afternoon. Perhaps an indication the Tigers have been talking with him about trying to improve that on-base percentage. The breaking ball is popped high in the air down the third base side. Coomer circling. Oh, he stayed with it and made the catch. It didn't appear Ron Coomer was going to be able to make that grab.
Well, you have to really play here a little bit to realize the winds and the currents, the wind they give you here. That ball really comes back. And, of course, he was worried about running into the tarp. And makes a fine play.
Greg Jeffries will bat next. You know, the other thing, it's one of the nuances of Tiger Stadium, Al, is that a lot of visiting players don't realize how far downhill it is from the baseline over to the stands.
Yeah, that's for drainage reasons, for the water to drain off the field.
Milton misses high and away for ball 1 to Greg Jeffries, who's struggling a bit at the plate in the early going. The Tigers hitting only .222 as a team right now. A drive the opposite way, but Matt Lawton had Jeffries played perfectly. He was in a few steps in right and made the easy grab for the second out.
Well, good scouting by the Twins. Here's defensively for the Twins, Allen, Hunter, and Lawton. Coomer, Guzman, Walker, Menkovich is at first base. Steinbach is behind the plate.
The Twins have committed 7 errors in the early going this year. They're down near the bottom of the league in the fielding stats right now. Damian Easley, the batter, with 2 out, nobody on in his scoreless first inning, and Milton nips the outside corner. Well, the Twins coming off a series against the Indians at the Metrodome that they'd like to forget, much like the Tigers would like to forget their series at Yankee Stadium. 1-1 on Easley.
I know the Tigers are very happy to be facing this pitching staff rather than the one they just looked at.
Well, you look at it, Al. There were 5 pitchers last year in the American League with 19 or more wins, as Easley is out in front of the changeup. 5 pitchers with 19 or more wins last year, and the Tigers have already faced 4 of them. And the other one, Pedro Martinez, they will likely see next week. And that's why Larry Parrish's team is off to a slow start. Tom Kelly's Twins at 2-4. Here's a wide one to Easley, 2-2. That series against Cleveland, in 3 games, the Indians had 35 runs and 54 hits against Minnesota. 30 extra base hits. Easley pops it foul. Steinbach couldn't pick it up right away. Now the veteran catcher races back and won't have a play. Boy, he's a perfect catcher for this young Twins pitching staff, isn't he?
He is, and plus he makes his home right there in the Minnesota area. He wanted to come back here, of course, spending a lot of time with the Oakland Ball Club, but he wanted to come home. His kids were getting older, and he really took a major cut to come back and play in his hometown.
From New Ulm, Minnesota. 2-2 on Damian Easley. 2 out, bases empty. He just got a piece of that off the end of the bat.
Very quickly and easy to see if you're watching from the dugout that he's not going to challenge too many people inside. So you better make up your mind that you're looking for the outer half of the plate, and every once in a while he might come inside, but you'll have to take that pitch unless you have 2 strikes.
Again, the 2-2 popped him up. Foul ground. Steinbach out of room. It's in the upper deck. Damian with good power. It's a busy day all around Tiger Stadium. Fans have been at the corner of Michigan and Trumbull since early this morning, before the sun came up. They were here at 6 o'clock starting to gather. This ticket was in great demand. And we'll have a packed house. A low one. The count is full on Easley at 3-2. Now take a look at how the Twins are playing Damian. The center fielder, Torrey Hunter, is shallow and over toward right center. You don't see that very often against Easley.
Usually they play him basically to pull, but it's a good indication that they're going to pitch him away.
He fouls one back.
A lot of things you can do as a hitter, and you can get a pretty good idea how they're going to be pitching you, which is really a key to be a successful hitter. All you have to do is take a little bit of time instead of looking down at the dirt, picking your spikes. Look around and see how they're playing you. I mean, they're not going to play you around the right field if they're going to pitch you inside. I don't believe.
You wouldn't think so. And if it's inside, it's a mistake.
Well, here's comes one right now, but.
And Easley battles another one off, fouls it back. The pitchers will be allowed to blow in their hand today out there on the hill because of the chilly temperatures. Out in the sun, it's not quite as bad as it is in the shade. Temperature below 50 degrees. Easley works him for a walk, the first Tiger base runner. Damian aboard with 2 out. That sets things up for Tony Clark. Big Tony had a home run against Milton last year. Tony sitting on 97 career home runs now. They'll face the southpaw Milton from the right side. Tony's first home run of this season came in the opening series at Texas, where he had never hit a home run previously in his career. Ooh, good fastball, and Tony had a good rip at it.
One thing you have to tell yourself as a right-handed hitter, don't try to pull the ball down the left field line. It's okay to pull it maybe left center field or to the left fielder, but don't try to pull. You'll hit a lot of ground balls to the shortstop if you try to pull his fastball that sinks away from you.
Milton 6'3", weighs in around 220. Misses inside to Clark, and the count even at 1-1. We mentioned Tony hit that home run in Texas, the first of his career at the ballpark in Arlington. The only park in which Tony has not homered, believe it or not, is now Camden Yards.
Wow.
As small as that park is, Al.
Yeah, maybe the smallest all-around ballpark in baseball.
Tony's been robbed of a couple there. Good breaking ball. Mark Johnson, the home plate umpire, gets some disagreement from those who paid to call the balls and strikes. Johnson working the plate in this final home game at Tiger Stadium. A couple of Michigan natives are on the bases. Down at first, you've got Tim Welke out of Kalamazoo. Over at third, Cornflakes Riley out of Battle Creek, and the veteran Richie Garcia at second. The 1-2 to Clark. Got him on a high, hard one. And the Tigers fail to cash in. After 1 inning in the final home opener at Tiger Stadium, the Tigers and Twins are scoreless. Both teams got a base runner after 2 were gone in the first, but neither team was able to score. Tony Clark fanning with Damian Easley aboard. Well, that happened yesterday, Al. In the first 5 innings, the last out came on strikes.
Well, we have a couple guys in the middle of our lineup when they're in slumps. Of course, Tony's not in a slump, but with Tony and Palmer, guys that had the tendency to strike out a lot, make good pitches on them, and you can strike them out. But the big guy there is your real key home runs threat from the both sides. And, of course, there's Dean at third base, our newest player and a great power hitter.
Speaking of power hitters, here's a young man. You look at him and you say, boy, he can't have that much pop, but he does. Matt Lawton.
Well, he's really bulked up over the last couple of years, and he has hit Tiger pitching well. He also is a guy who likes to jump on the first pitch, and you have to keep the ball down and throw a lot of changeups like that.
He led the Twins last year in homers, RBIs, runs scored, was named the team's MVP, and he's off to a good start this year. Lawton checking in with a .364 average. Willie Blair gets him out in front of that off-speed pitch, and he's ahead in the count 1-2. You know, the only previous time the Twins were here for the home opener, Al, was 2 years ago. And Lawton did something that day I don't think I'll ever forget. Remember Randy Veras was pitching here in Detroit? And Lawton hit this foul ball over the roof down the right field line. And Veras never threw him another pitch near the strike zone after that. He scared the death out of the pitcher with a foul ball. Willie Blair scared Lawton a little bit with that inside fastball. It's 2-2. And the pitch. A little low.
And this is something we'll see quite a bit of it. Willie will take a lot of hitters in with a full count. He likes to nibble when he gets ahead, and consequently, if he does miss, then he has to come in with a pitch.
The payoff pitch on the way. And Lawton delivers up the middle for a solid single. Well, the Twins have their second hit of the afternoon, and Marty Cordova will bat next. Marty serving as the designated hitter for manager Tom Kelly. Off to a solid start at the plate this year. He's finally injury-free, and that's really the key for Marty Cordova. He's had back and rib problems, had some foot problems as well. The same injury, basically, that Mark McGwire had a year ago.
Well, he had a great rookie season, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
And then, as you mentioned, a lot of injuries over the last couple years.
Willie just misses with a breaking ball.
Pulls to the outfield. You throw him a lot of breaking balls. He's weak against most right-handers who can curve the ball and spin it, but basically you have to play him from center field around.
Marty Cordova, the 1995 American League Rookie of the Year. Fouls it off the end of the bat. It's 1-1. You know, you talked a moment ago, Al, about Willie Blair and getting ahead in the count and then nibbling a little bit. That's something the Tigers have tried to change with Willie, haven't they?
Well, you know, when you're not overpowering, you have to try to, you don't want to throw the ball down the middle. Naturally, nobody wants to do that. And if he knows if he does, he's going to get hit hard. So he has to work both sides of the plate, most of it being outside. And usually if he does come inside, it's a waste pitch, but he has an excellent changeup, just like that.
There goes Lawton. And Ausmus cut him down with a perfect throw to Damian Easley. And that's one of the biggest reasons the Tigers reacquired Brad Ausmus.
Plus his ability to call pitches behind the plate with a young pitching staff still. Excellent throw. He has good arm strength, and he gets rid of the ball quickly.
1-2 on Cordova. And he fouls it at home plate. Well, Ausmus nearly won his first Gold Glove last year. He finished second in the balloting to Charles Johnson over in the National League. He may not have the strongest arm in baseball, but he's got one of the quickest releases, doesn't he?
That's exactly what you like about him. He has quick feet, which you have to play this game. Almost any sport, really, quick feet, and he has that as a catcher.
Again, the 1-2 to Cordova. Got him swinging. First strikeout for Willie Blair. 2 gone for the Twins, and that'll leave it up to the rookie first baseman Doug Minkiewicz.
Well, so far so good. There's another good changeup right there in a great location, and that's the book on him. He sits on the fastball all the time, and if you can throw slow breaking balls and changeup, you have a pretty good chance to get him.
Minkiewicz batting .333 right now. All 6 of his hits, like Bobby Higginson's, are for extra bases. Blair missed outside, ball 1. Minkiewicz will never forget Tiger Stadium. He got his first major league hit here last September. He grounds this one right to Easley, who handles the chance for the final out. The Twins fail to score against Willie Blair in the second. The Tigers come into bat with the game still scoreless. A packed house at Tiger Stadium for the final home opener. The lines outside to get in. The fans were here early, Al, and another lineup was seen at every concession where they sold programs today. It was unreal.
Everybody wants to get a part of history. The last opening day for Tiger Stadium. A pretty good ball. Actually, a pretty good day for opening day here.
Not bad at all. There have been a lot worse. And there are youngsters who are absent from school, maybe with permission today.
Right. Well, you can give them one day off.
You betcha. Dean Palmer to lead off for the Tigers in inning number 2. Picked up his first RBI in the Old English D at Yankee Stadium yesterday to bust up the shutout bid by Orlando Hernandez. And Dean's still looking for his first Tiger home run.
And I was just going to say, of course, he's going to love hitting here at Tiger Stadium. Hits a lot of balls right center, left center field. Good low ball hitter.
The wind today is blowing in. Milton misses outside. Well, against Palmer, the center fielder Hunter is pulled over toward left center. And the Twins outfield is not very deep. Milton missed inside. How about Lawton out there? He's playing a deep second base in right field.
Well, it's a pretty good way to play, actually, because usually a ball over your head will be out of the ballpark.
Changeup. Hit to right center. The wind will hold this one up. Hunter has to circle under it to make the catch. And Palmer is the first out of the Tigers' second. Torrey Hunter either had a little trouble with the wind out or with the sun and circled to get the sun out of his
Believe me, it's really tough out in right field and center field right now. This is a tough day. Usually the sun seems like it's usually a little bit brighter here early in the year, and it's going to be really nasty out in right field later on.
And it's a high sky too today, not a cloud up there against which to gauge the ball. Bobby Higginson rips one to right, but it's hooking foul into the Twins bullpen area. Well, Bobby's had that extra base hit stroke going all year. 3 doubles and a couple of home runs. All 5 of his hits for extra bases, and he made a bid for a 6th one right there. Bobby hit Milton well last year. Went 3 for 5 against him with a home run. They are really cutting off the gap in right center against Bobby Higginson. Hunter and Lawton could almost shake hands out there. There's a huge gap open in left center field, however. A 1-1. Off speed and low. And Bobby's ahead in the count. Davy Cruz is on deck. This game scoreless in the 2nd. There's a bullet to center field, and Hunter's got to hustle over to keep that from getting by him. Bobby Higginson with the first Tigers hit of the afternoon and his first single of 1999.
Yeah, it's great to see Bobby hitting the ball up the middle. He sometimes gets a little bit pull crazy trying to go for the short fence in right field, but that was a good swing, hit the ball hard right up the middle. Take a look at it again. Milton has more trouble against left-handers than he does right-handers, and that's for one reason only. He has a groove, and that groove is on the outside part of the plate to a right-hander, and that's on the inside part of the plate to the left-hander, and he does not like facing left-handers because he doesn't have a good breaking ball.
So Higginson aboard with 1 out for Davy Cruz. Right down Woodward for strike 1. All during the game today, we're going to be hearing from Tiger players. We had a question for them about what they'd like to take home when all is said and done in 1999, this final year at Tiger Stadium. Are you going to try to grab something, Mr. Kaline, before they shut the old lady down?
Yeah, I'd like to get something out of the stadium, and I've been thinking I'd like to get my locker that I had for 20 years, but I don't know whether that would be possible. But there's a lot of things I'm going to really be studying and looking the next couple of weeks.
You're going to case the place, huh?
I really am.
Low to Davy Cruz. It's 1-1. Well, I think if they know you want your locker, Al, they might find a way to get it for you. I think you've earned that.
Yeah, well, we'll wait and see.
You've always had a special place here, Mr. Kaline, and in baseball's history. Milton's 1-1. Coomer cuts it off on the left side, shovels it to Walker, and he won't be able to complete the double play. Bobby Higginson with a good hard slide at second base, although it didn't appear Walker would have a shot at doubling up Cruz on the slow bouncer anyways.
No, this ball is not hit hard at all. He got jammed with a pitch inside. Coomer goes a long ways and ends up shuffle the ball to second base. Actually, Walker should not have even tried to throw the ball because there was a possibility that he might throw it in the dugout and the runner take second base.
And not to mention the way he exposed himself to that hard slide as well. So 2 outs with Cruz at first, and here's Brad Ausmus. The game's still scoreless. Brad fouls the first pitch back.
Now Brad really should hit this guy well. There's Bobby getting the high side from his teammates for a good hard slide. It's a fair slide. You can see he slides before the base. He doesn't roll to hurt his knees. It was a very good hard slide. Brad should hit this guy real well because Brad really, his first thought in his mind is go to right field. Most of the other guys will try to pull, but Brad, first thing he wants to do is hit the ball the opposite way.
And that's how the Twins outfield is playing him. Milton suspicious, flips over to first. Davy Cruz back easily. Well, after all the running the Tigers did in spring training this year, they've had only 1 stolen base thus far in the regular season. And the reason for that is they've been behind by a bunch in so many games, Al.
You're absolutely right. If you get ahead, you can be more aggressive.
Good pitch right there for strike 2 to Ausmus. He was looking for something away. Milton fooled him a little.
Larry likes to gamble a lot, and sometimes he'll get the base runner go on the first move. Don't worry about if you get picked off, but as soon as he makes any kind of a move, you take off. Sometimes he likes to do that if a hitter has 2 strikes.
Cruz does not go, and Ausmus looks at strike 3 called. So the Tigers are gone in the second. They strand another base runner, and the game remains scoreless in the final home opener at Tiger Stadium. Baseball is a game of famous numbers, and one of the most famous is that 325 mark down the line in right field at Tiger Stadium. And that front row in the lower deck at Tiger Stadium, significant for another reason too. It's where Al Kaline hit what would have been his 400th career home run when all was said and done. Al hit one the opposite way. I'll never forget this, Al. I was at the ballpark that day, and you hit it out first inning against the White Sox. And the game later was rained out, never went in the books. You lost the home run and wound up with 399 in your career instead of the 400.
Yeah, I had a couple that were called off or rained out, but that's just the way it goes. And it wasn't hit very hard. I didn't hit very many home runs to right field.
And that man right there, Tom Kelly, the manager of the Twins, he remembers that front row in the lower deck as well. Willie Blair starts Terry Steinbach off with a breaking ball for a strike. It was back in 1975, the only year that Tom Kelly made it to the big leagues. Strike 2 to Steinbach. Tom Kelly, the left-handed hitter, hit one off Vern Rule into the front row in the lower deck and right, and it was his only major league home run right here at Tiger Stadium.
There's no reason, no wonder he doesn't forget that.
I'll tell you another reason he doesn't forget Tiger Stadium. You remember '87, of course. That was the first big year for Tom Kelly as a manager, his second year at the helm with the Twins, and they wrapped up the playoffs right here at Tiger Stadium, beating Detroit 9-5. Check swing. He went too far, says Tim Welke, and Terry Steinbach becomes Willie Blair's second strikeout victim.
Getting back to Tom Kelly, I think he's one of the great managers in all of baseball. Unfortunately, he's with the Twins, who have a budget that they don't draw a lot of people. They don't have a big television package, and they cannot afford the high salary player, and they get rid of a lot of players. In fact, there's talk of getting rid of a couple more players over here to get the salaries down. But he doesn't want to go anyplace else. He makes his home there.
Christian Guzman lifts one out towards center. Brian Hunter loping under it for the second out.
The one thing you will always notice from Twins teams under Tom Kelly, they battle you, and they know their chances aren't good that they're going to win, but they strap it on you every time they show up, and they play the Detroit Tiger team really tough.
They've always got great enthusiasm, and you'd never know from watching Tom Kelly work with this ball club before a game that they have 10 rookies on their roster. They start 4 players in their lineup today who were in Double-A ball last year. Well, that pitch almost hit Torrey Hunter, one of those rookies we're talking about. He's a teacher above all else, isn't he?
He sure is. That's unfortunate about the game today, is that you still have to be a teacher even though they are getting major league paychecks. You would expect that they, when they get to the big leagues, know how to play the game, but that's not the case anymore.
The 1-1 from Willie Blair just missed the outside corner. A Tom Kelly team usually very well schooled in the fundamentals, and they'll swing the bats against you too. Check swing by Hunter, and Blair falls behind 3-1. He hasn't walked anybody in the game. No score in the third. 2 out, nobody on for Minnesota. Willie comes in with a 3-1. Palmer charges. Nice pickup, and he got him with a good play. Dean Palmer, who's not known for his glove work, turns in a fine defensive play to help Willie Blair get through the third, his first 1-2-3 inning. The Tigers come into bat, still scoreless. Brian Hunter will lead things off for the Tigers in inning number 3. The game still scoreless. The left-hander Eric Milton, who grew up in the shadow of Penn State University in State College, Pennsylvania, went to the University of Maryland, Bryan shows bunt, pulled the bat back, but he got a strike called anyways. Milton was a first-round choice of the Yankees back in '96. He came over to the Twins last year in that Chuck Knobloch deal. Strike two. He nipped the outside corner. And two of the players from that Knobloch deal are starting for the Twins today, Milton and the shortstop Christian Guzman. He just missed low. Despite his numbers last year, Milton really had a pretty good season his first year in the big leagues. He was 8-14 with that ERA that crept up near 6, and he fans Brian Hunter with that pitch under the hands. Looked like a running fastball right there.
Well, all the pitches were away. Brian questioned a couple of them.
Tim Suarez found a perch up above us this afternoon, a place in Tiger Stadium that was almost destroyed some years back.
That's right, Frank. 1977. You know, the press box was open air. They decided to close it in after the fire, but it nearly burnt the whole upper part of the stadium in this area down. And then GM Jim Campbell made the comment, you know, it's too bad more of the media weren't up there if it was game time. He wasn't real fond of the media at that. I take that anyway, huh, Frank?
Yeah, I think he was kidding, Al.
I think he was too.
I do know this, that when Tiger Stadium burned that night, Jim Campbell was one of the saddest men in Detroit. He came down here from his riverfront apartment and had tears in his eyes for fear of what was happening. 1-1 the count on Encarnacion. That looked like the changeup from Milton right there.
Well, hopefully now this is second time around, and surely these guys have to realize what's this young pitcher out there is trying to do to them, and hopefully now we can start getting some base runners.
The pattern seems to be pitch away until you're 2 strikes in the count, Al.
Well, you're going to have to make him pitch you inside, and he's not going to do it on a regular basis until you prove that he can take the ball the other way or up the middle. I mean, why should he change if you're not willing to change with him?
Milton has fanned 3, allowed 2 base runners. Another foul out of play by Encarnacion. This count remains 1-2. Easily walked in the first, and Higginson singled up the middle in the second inning. That's been it for the Tigers so far. The Twins have had 2 hits off Willie Blair. Greg Jeffries waiting his turn. He'll bat after Encarnacion. Another foul. He's giving Juan a steady supply of fastballs on the outer part of the plate. The 1-2 pitch again, and that just missed. Juan started this season with a bang. That home run on the first pitch of the year from Rick Helling at Texas.
It could be the worst thing that ever happened to him, because he may become home run hitter, and he's a line drive type hitter.
The 2-2 off the end of the bat slightly toward right, and Matt Lawton will make the grab for the second out. And that'll leave it up to Greg Jeffries, who was played perfectly by the Twins his first time up when he line one the opposite way to Lawton. Jeffries getting his first chance this year to bat from the right side.
Much better, stronger hitter, right-handed. I don't know exactly what his stats are from one way or the other, but in spring training hit the ball much harder right-handed.
He looks at a low one. He's selective from both sides. Jeffries in his career perennially walks more than he strikes out. A contact hitter. He takes ball 2.
There's very little movement in his hands before the ball is thrown. He's hits the ball all over the place.
There's one that nipped the outside corner. Well, Paul Molitor was the one who was famous for that, wasn't he?
Was the best, the very best I ever saw, for not having any movement and then hitting the ball hard.
That's his foul upstairs, and the count even 2-2 on Jeffries.
Paul Molitor will be doing some television for the Twins this year. He may be in town tomorrow or the next day, televising back to Twin City.
Broken bat, grounder to third. Coomer charging and delivers a strike to first to Minkiewicz for the final out. We played 3 innings of the final home opener here at Tiger Stadium. Willie Blair and Eric Milton are matching zeros so far.
Okay, here's our first game summary. Walker had a double with the first, Lawton a single in the second, and Bobby Higginson had a single also in the second inning. Here's a pitch to Walker, a fastball that he wanted outside, got it inside, lined it down the right field line for a double. Bobby line drive right over the head of the pitcher for the first Tiger hit here at Tiger Stadium. A good hard slide by Bobby, and then Cordova strikeout, and look at the release by Osmuth behind the plate to double him off at second base.
Well, it's been pitching and defense so far. A couple of nice defensive plays as well. Dean Palmer and Ron Coomer, the 2 third basemen, exchanging those, Al, and the pitchers have dominated the rest. Eric Milton's been throwing strikes, especially on that first pitch today.
Yeah, he's been doing all but 2 hitters. He's the first pitch has been a strike to him, so very impressive. The hitters have to make the adjustments now. The pitchers are going to stay in their same pattern until you show them you have to change it. Pitch away, change speeds.
And that's what Willie Blair did right there on the first pitch to Chad Allen. Willie, too, has been ahead of all the hitters. Early in the count, the outfield playing the right-handed hitting Allen to pull. Oh, look out. He buzzed the tower with that fastball.
That's a purpose pitch. That's a veteran pitcher out there right now who knows that he has to protect the outside part of the plate. He doesn't want the hitters leaning out over. This is a ball they just want inside. He got a little bit more inside than he want. But now let's see if he goes back outside. So this is a game you have to play.
Popped in the air behind second base. Higginson calling off Damian Easley, and he makes the grab.
Usually if you're a hitter, and it's almost, unless a guy's just a sinker ball pitcher with a lot of power, if he buzzes you inside, usually the next pitch is going to be away. I mean, that's just a veteran pitcher with a veteran catcher trying to set up a young hitter.
And they did right there with Mr. Allen. There's the changeup.
And watch the next pitch right away.
Todd Walker doubled his first time up on the first pitch from Willie Blair, and this time he takes that first pitch for a strike. Boy, Walker was a Tiger killer last year. Good sinking fastball for strike 2.
Some of the hitters today think the strike zone might be a little wide again. A lot of players look like they're complaining.
Just missed with a changeup. Well, you can see Brad Ausmus realizes that, Al. He's setting up a little bit off the plate now.
One thing you have to do as a catcher, you can't move too soon early in the year, because the shadow, all the hitter has to do is look down at home plate. He can see if you're moving or not.
Here's one hit deep to right center. Bobby Higginson giving chase, and he can't get it. That'll be a ground rule double. Boy, on a summer evening, that's probably a home run by Walker. But it's a little chilly today. The wind blowing in for the most part, and it seemed to hold that one up. So Walker has his second double.
Well, both outfielders had a long ways to go after this one. Bobby was playing around, and Brian was shading him towards left field.
The fans are chanting, "Throw it back."
No, don't do it. Keep it.
Keep it. You bet.
Don't pull that stuff like Wrigley Field and stuff. Keep the souvenir.
It was only a double, for heaven's sake. Here's Ron Coomer. Willie misses low and away, ball 1. Now the catchers, you were talking a moment ago about how a hitter can see the catcher's shadow to see where he's set up. The catchers don't like the hitters checking that out, do they?
You don't have to look back. All you have to do is just look down at home plate, and you should be able to see if there's any move. Look at the shadow. Look at the shadow where it is, and it's going to get even better closer to home plate. All you have to do is look down at home plate. You're not looking back. All you have to do is just blink down. You can see if he moves too soon, then you can have a pretty good idea where that next pitch is supposed to go.
Now, what's too soon? How long do you wait before you move?
No, you have to wait before the ball is pitched, obviously. I mean, he could look right now.
This one's lifted toward the line and right. Higginson's got it. Walker will race for third and make it easily standing. Coomer retired on the fly to Higginson. 2 gone. Walker, the first man in the game to reach third base with 2 outs, and Matt Lawton will be the batter. He singled his first time up. And you could see, Al, on that last pitch, right at the very last moment, Brad Ausmus just jumped a little bit. So that's how you bat around 300 for your career and get to the Hall of Fame, huh?
You try to take every edge you can within the rules.
Lawton out in front of that changeup, fouled it off the glove of Ausmus. Willie Blair ahead of another hitter.
Would not be too ready to pitch this guy or challenge this guy. I know you don't like to put men on base, but he has really hit Tiger pitching well over the years. And if you walk him, that's okay. So, but make sure you throw the pitches you want. Don't give in to him.
The game scoreless, 2 outs. Todd Walker at third base. Willie working from the stretch. Misses low. Now he's facing the man who led the Twins in RBIs a year ago. And Blair gets him to lift a routine fly to left. That should get him out of the inning. Encarnacion squeezes it for the final out. Todd Walker doubles again, gets as far as third, but Willie Blair leaves him stranded, and the game remains scoreless in the middle of the 4th.
Well, there's our new hitting instructor for the Tigers, the great Alan Trammell, great shortstop here. Alan is going to be sitting right next to the batter's box, and he's going to try to reinforce or make suggestions to the hitters as they go to the plate how he thinks the pitchers will pitch them. Let's see if that works. And I really like this theory because sometimes you have to reinforce the hitter when they go to the plate how the pitcher is going to pitch to them.
Alan's been trying a variety of different things in his debut as the hitting coach with the Tigers. In spring training, remember, Al, he was keeping track of quality at bats on the bench. Part of the order to face Milton here in inning number 4, and a fellow who's had a lot of quality at bats as a Tiger. Damian Easley to start it. Tony Clark and Dean Palmer to follow. And in the first week of the season, Tram was keeping track of what pitches the opposing hurlers were throwing. There's a breaking ball in for a strike. And now he's offering advice right at the bat rack. There he is, keeping track of
every pitch.
The pitches. Frank Beckman and Al Kaline with you on the final home opener at Tiger Stadium. Now this could be trouble down the first baseline. Walker almost overran it and reached back and made a circus catch in foul ground to retire easily. I'll bring up the cleanup man, Tony Clark. We're thrilled to be joined in the booth by a great baseball fan above all else. We saw him over the weekend in New York, and he's come to Detroit for the last opening day at this historic park. American League President Dr. Gene Budig, who's been a regular visitor here. Great to see you again.
It's very nice to be here, and this is a very special day. Last opening day.
Tony Clark lashes one, and Coomer makes the grab, and the Twins are putting on a show with the leather. And I think everybody is feeling the sense of history. Everybody excited about this last opener at Tiger Stadium.
It's a perfect time, I think, for people to stand back and point with enormous pride to past teams as well as the players. All of the great players passed through here.
You see a lot of young people maybe taking a day off from school, their fathers, mothers, and bringing them back, bring them here, and maybe for the first time and maybe last time to see this great ballpark.
Dean Palmer's fly ball handled by Lawton in right, and the Tigers go 1-2-3 again against Eric Milton. The game still scoreless as we head for the 5th. Eric Milton didn't cooperate with Dr. Gene Budig in that last half inning. He needed only 5 pitches to retire the Tigers. We're joined by the American League's president. One of the big changes in baseball this year has been the strike zone, Dr. Budig, with the edict that the umpires once again call the higher strike, perhaps narrow the plate a little bit from what they had been calling. What's been the reaction so far in the league offices?
Well, I talked to managers in spring training, and they confirmed that it was being called, and they seem to have very little problem with it.
Marty Cordova takes one a little bit high to start things at inning number 5.
And we have a beach ball in right field, which is
that's part of Tiger Stadium too.
First one of the year.
It's hard to believe that this facility was built in 1912, the year that the Titanic went down, and it is one of the 2 oldest, of course, in the American League, Fenway being the other.
Fenway opening the same day back in 1912. Cruise control gobbles up this ground ball by Marty Cordova, and there's one away for the Twins in inning number 5.
Mr. Budig, has there been any resistance by the umpires or their association about making them, not making them, telling them basically to call it more by the rule book instead of having everybody having their own strike zone?
Well, as I said, there has been few complaints. We've had few complaints, and the umpires have responded as they should.
There's the off-speed pitch for strike 1. So you're happy with the way it's been going?
Yeah, it's progress.
I think it's going to take a while for the umpires to make the adjustment, even though I have seen the new strike zone, but they've been so used to calling that low pitch and wide pitch that it's going to take a while, I believe, for them to be very consistent with that pitch now a little bit above the waist.
Well, it's good for the game, and it'll move the game along, as you well know.
Lifted to right center. Bobby Higginson says he'll take it. And there are 2 gone.
And starting to fight that sun now. It's starting to move around there where it's going to be quite difficult. A high fly ball like that, you're okay. But, boy, one that's not quite that high will eventually get right into the sun.
Terry Steinbach, the veteran catcher, will bat with 2 out and nobody on. Willie Blair and Eric Milton matching zeros on that scoreboard right now in the final home opener at Tiger Stadium. And there's strike 1 to Steinbach. Well, that's been the theme of this ball game. Strike 1.
When you move to the new park, you're going to take a very good, promising young baseball team.
Well, everybody in Detroit's excited about the future of the Tigers and about Comerica Park.
We do have some fine young players in our ball club, and not only that, they're really fine people. They really do a lot in the community, very conscientious about doing a lot of charity work, and they really have to be congratulated. Sometimes athletes make the headlines, the bad ones, and the ones that so many good ones you don't hear anything about.
Cruise control handles another one routinely, and the Twins are gone. Dr. Budig, we thank you for stopping by. We hope you'll be here. We know you will for the last home game in September at Tiger Stadium.
I'll be here.
And for the opening of Comerica Park. Willie Blair gets the Twins 1-2-3, and we're still scoreless midway through our final home opener at Michigan and Trumbull.
Okay, another game summary. We're searching here now, gang. There's not a lot of action going on, but Walker's doing a good job. He has 2 doubles. Milton's 4 innings, 1 hit, and 3 strikes out. Blair is equaling him. 5 innings, 3 hits, and only 2 strikeouts. And here's Mr. Walker again. He gets the fastball right in on it, and you can see how far the outfielders have to run, and the ball bounces over the fence. A nice play by Coomer at third base with that wind swirling. And watch this play by Walker, and another good play by Coomer at third base. So a lot of good leather being used here particularly by the Twins in this ball game.
Yeah, watching that double by Walker on the replay there, Al, it looked after he hit it like he stood for a moment and kind of admired it as if he thought he had knocked it out of here.
Well, usually as a hitter, you know you hit the ball really well, and he probably forgot about the wind swirling and thought maybe there was a chance that it might get out of the ballpark.
And here's the man with the only Tigers hit so far this afternoon, Bobby Higginson. He singled up the middle back in the 2nd inning. His first single of the year. Bobby to be followed by Davy Cruz and Brad Ausmus here in the Tiger 5th. Slow breaking ball is called a strike.
Pitch you don't see very often by this young pitcher. Doesn't throw a lot of curve balls, mostly fastballs, change-ups.
Another slow breaking ball, strike 2 to Bobby.
Bobby'd like to have that one over. That was a hanging breaking ball, and that's the kind of pitcher you normally like to see from a left-handed pitcher when you're a left-handed batter.
3 straight curveballs from Eric Milton. Bobby steps out of the box to think about it for a moment. Would Milton dare throw him 4 in a row? Yes, he would. He just missed. Two and 2 on Bobby Higginson. The game scoreless in the 5th inning. 5 breaking balls in a row, and he got him swinging. If you like Red Wings hockey, you've got to see Ray Lane and Mickey Redmond Sunday nights on UPN 50. This Sunday, they present a playoff music video guaranteed to bring the Wings luck. And Mickey dons his cowboy hat to go for a ride on the ranch with associate coach Dave Lewis. Don't miss Ray and Mickey on Ice Sunday night at 11 only on UPN 50. That's 6 straight curveballs from Eric Milton. That elbow's going to get sore, Al.
And he's throwing them over for strikes.
There's the fastball. Davy Cruz couldn't catch up to that. Now, this youngster's been impressive today. He had some good outings last year while he suffered through that rookie season with an 8-14 record. 3 times last year he carried no hitters into the 6th inning. Just missed low. You could see just before that pitch the center fielder Torrey Hunter started moving over toward right center. And that's where he's stationed now against Davy Cruz with a 1-2 count and 1 out. Davy protecting the plate, reached out and just got a piece of that one. He fouled it into the upper deck. Davy's been improving as a hitter each year. One of the best Rule 5 pickups in recent years in baseball. Tigers thought they got a utility infielder when they grabbed him, and instead got a starting shortstop, and an awfully good one.
Yes, he is a very fine fielder, excellent throwing arm. He has to, and hopefully this will come with a little bit more experience. He has to learn the strike zone much better.
The 1-2 pitch from Eric Milton to Davy Cruz, and he spoiled another one. You talk about learning the strike zone, Al. Would you say that's job 1 for the Tigers as a team overall, too?
Oh, absolutely. We have too many guys with long swings, and they also have their strike zone. They tend to panic. They don't want to go with get 2 strikes on them. Most of our hitters do not like to hit with 2 strikes, so they go up there and consequently, they will swing at a lot of pitches off the strike zone. You see Alan Trammell talking to Brian Hunter right now and try to reinforce in his mind how he was pitched to the last time.
The 2-2. Lifted to right, not very deep. Lawton one-hands it for the second out. And that'll leave it up to Ausmus. The Tigers trying to get that offense going. They had only 11 hits in the 3 games in New York. And they've been held to just a single by Bobby Higginson in this game so far by Eric Milton.
Many people, and I'm one included, had stated publicly that we think, and I think, they're going to score a lot of runs. And they were a very offensive machine down in spring training, hit the ball all over the place. Of course, that's spring training, and this is when it really counts. But I still feel that this team will score a lot of runs.
Ausmus fouls it back. The count even at 1-1. 2 out, nobody on here in the Tigers' 5th. Milton, who was the Twins' top rookie in '98, has set down 10 in a row since Bobby Higginson singled in the 2nd inning. He just missed low and away. 2-1 on Ausmus. Brad helped out Willie Blair with his throwing arm back in the 2nd inning. He pops this one up. Walker makes the grab behind umpire Richie Garcia, and the Tigers go 1-2-3 again. Milton has now set down 11 in a row. We head for the 6th. The Tigers and Twins still scoreless.
We have a pitching duel here in the as we go into the top of the 6th inning. Only 4 hits in the game. The Twins have 3 and the Tigers have only 1. A great pitching duel. Todd Walker, the number 3 hitter for the Twins, has 2 of the hits, 2 doubles, and Matt Lawton has the other base hit. So great pitching duel here as we go into the top of the 6th inning.
The switch hitting shortstop Christian Guzman will lead it off against Willie Blair. Willie has not walked a hitter today. He didn't walk anybody in his first start at Texas either. Guzman tries to bunt his way on, but fouls it onto the screen. After Guzman, it's the top of the order. Torrey Hunter and Chad Allen. And if you haven't heard of a lot of these Twins, well, welcome to our club.
Yes.
Dean Palmer creeping in at 3rd, and a good changeup from Willie Blair. Now, Ron Coomer was saying before the ball game this spring, one of the youngsters in camp with the Twins, he was talking with him and said it was a nice kid, and he said, you know what, he says, why don't we get together tonight after our workouts and I'll buy you a steak and a beer. And he said the youngster's eyes got as big as saucers, and he thought, oh my, what's the matter? And the kid said, I'm only 19. The Twins no longer have Paul Molitor. He called it quits after last season. So did Bob Tewksbury, who helped their pitching staff so much.
Pat Mears was basically released.
Yeah, they couldn't afford him anymore. Just a bit outside, and it's 2-2 on Guzman. The Twins have gone 6 consecutive years without a winning season. Just missed again. Willie Blair got ahead in the count. Has started to nibble on that outside corner, and now it's 3-2 on Guzman. And here comes the payoff pitch. Bounce to Tony Clark. He'll handle it unassisted, and there's one away. You start to get the feeling, Al, that one mistake is going to cost one of these teams the ball game.
Well, it's not the best of days to be a hitter. The pitcher is moving around all the time and is fairly warm, but really is not that bad a playing condition. It's Sun's out nice and bright, and it's a little warmer down where they are really than it is in the stands.
Ball 1 to Torrey Hunter. What do you think about that? 19-year-olds in camp, a major league camp. Foul out of play. It's 1-1.
Well, the Twins have a lot of the guys. You got to do a lot of babysitting over there, Steinbach and guys like that.
Well,
the older guys.
Here you had a Paul Molitor hanging around. He had more service time than these guys had time on this earth, Al.
Right.
Off the hands, out into shallow center. Brian Hunter will make the grab. Torrey Hunter retired on the shallow fly to his namesake in center field, no relation. And that'll leave it up to Chad Allen with 2 out and nobody on. Now this is the best Willie Blair has looked all spring.
That's very sharp. He's getting ahead of the count like we said he had to. He's keeping the ball down. He's wasting pitches inside when he has to.
This is shades of '97 when he had that career year here in Detroit. Won 16 ball games. Ball 1 to Chad Allen. Last year Willie started with Arizona and the Mets. Finally wound up in the bullpen in New York. Went 5-16. Only Darrell Kyle with 17 lost more games than Willie Blair last year in the National League. Willie didn't get any run support either. He had the least support in the senior circuit. Good breaking ball right there. And it's 1-2 on Allen. The Kentuckian delivers in the dirt. The '97 season was a magical one for Willie. He had never won more than 7 games in his big league career before that. Well, the fans thought he had strike 3 on Allen right there. Instead, the count is full on the Twins left fielder. And you just as soon have Todd Walker leading off next inning. He's on deck. And that's what he's going to do. Damian Easley handles the chance and throws him out. And the Twins go 1-2-3. Willie Blair has set down 8 in a row. Here come the Tigers to bat in the bottom of the 6th, still looking for the game's first run. Be there this weekend, April 16th and 17th, when the world champion New York Yankees come in to battle the Tigers. The first 10,000 fans 21 and over will each receive a 99 Tiger magnet schedule on each day, compliments of Budweiser. For tickets, visit any Ticketmaster location, or you can call 248-25-TIGER. The Tigers owe the Yankees a couple this weekend, Al.
Yeah, hopefully. I know they're not going to be as dominating as they were when they were in New York, but Tigers have to worry about this team right now. The Twins are getting a great performance out of this youngster on the mound. The Tigers have only 1 hit.
Brian Hunter struck out his first time up, and Milton's quickly ahead of him, 0-2. The Tigers' only hit belongs to Bobby Higginson. It was a clean single in the 2nd inning. Just missed. Boy, after yesterday, everybody associated with the ball club has had enough about no-hit bids and the like, haven't they? Orlando Hernandez was spectacular. A little low with that breaking ball. 2-2 the count on Hunter. The outfield shallow and toward right. Off speed, up high, and it's a full count. It's only the 2nd time in the ball game that Milton has gone to the full count on a Tiger batter. And the payoff pitch. Got him swinging. 5 strikeouts for Milton. He's victimized Brian Hunter twice. And here comes Juan Encarnacion.
And here's the pitch, and really, I I have no idea why you can miss a fastball when you know you pretty much know that's what you're going to get. He doesn't want to walk you. He doesn't want to put the fastest guy on the field on base, and he's not going to gamble throwing anything other than the fastball, and is right down the middle of the plate. Oh, we have a great Tiger fan watching, 55 years. A loyal Tiger fan, Wayne Souls, watching us, and our very best to Wayne.
Wayne, wish you could be here with us today. Well, we mentioned how the Tigers are all looking forward to this last year at the ballpark, and a lot of them have got plans, things they'd like to take home from the old ballpark when the year is over, as Encarnacion chases a high fastball. And Damian Easley's among those who have got their eyes on something special.
I would like to get a seat, and I would like to get my locker. I mean, that's something I like to. That's great tradition. I mean, a lot of great ball players change in my locker, and you know, I like to have that as part of a memento.
Let's see. Damian wants a locker. Al Kaline wants a locker. You're gonna have to take a chainsaw to that
right.
clubhouse.
They're screwed right into the wall too.
2-1 on Encarnacion. No score in the 6th. This one's pulled right over the bag and just foul. Oh, was that close?
Wow, that
Mike
was
Riley
really
made the call immediately, and it was not a popular one. Hard to believe that ball was foul.
Well, it did land after it passed the bag in foul territory. Of course, that does not matter. It matters whether or not when the ball goes over, if it goes over the bag or not. It doesn't matter if it goes wide of the bag after it passes it.
He did not hesitate, Al. Well, it looked on that replay almost like it hit the bag.
It sure did look like it almost hit the bag.
Two the count, and it's in the dirt. Let's slow it down here and take a look at this shot. That hit the bag.
I saw some. It looked like, to me, I saw some white stuff come off the bag. It sure looked like it. And can you slow it down and stop it, guys?
The payoff pitch to Encarnacion is fouled to the screen. Well, let's see if we can stop the action here. Look for that cloud of dust.
Well, see, looked like to me it hit something.
Yeah, it sure did. Well, that should have been a double right there. Again, the payoff pitch lashed deep to left, but hooking foul into the upper deck. Unfortunately, Mike Riley doesn't have the benefit of all those replays.
No, they have to make a split decision, and
it's a whole lot easier for us up here.
Oh, we're the greatest second guessers in the world. Are you kidding me? I know you are, Frank.
Yeah, I am. He foul tips it to the glove of Steinbach, and Encarnacion strikes out. 6 strikeouts for Milton.
I think we got another Steve Carlton on the mound, the way this guy is manhandling the Tigers. I mean, he doesn't throw that hard. I bet you he doesn't throw over 90.
Encarnacion looked a little late on that one, didn't he?
Yeah, well, he keeps the ball down. This ball is just the new strike zone, just above the waist.
It's up to Jeffries. He's 0 for 2. Oh, that foul ball. Milton is ahead in the count on another hitter. 6 strikeouts in 6 innings. This is the first time Milton's had more than 1 strikeout in an inning. Right to Walker. Routine chance for the final out. And Milton just keeps cruising along. He has not allowed a base runner since Higginson's single back in the 2nd. 14 Tigers in a row have gone down, and this game is still scoreless heading to the 7th. Frank Beckman and Al Kaline, along with about 47,000 of our closest friends at the corner of Michigan and Trumbull. It's a full house, and most everyone is now in shadows here at Tigers Stadium. The sun has been out all day, though, Al, for this final home opener. And despite the temperatures right around 50 degrees, it's been a marvelous afternoon and a terrific pitcher's duel. Willie Blair and Eric Milton.
Mikowski and Anderson warming up in the bullpen for Detroit. And they must have a pitch count for Willie Blair.
He gets ahead of Todd Walker. 0-2. Now Walker has been up twice and doubled both times. Matt Anderson, of course, the right-hander who pitched so well yesterday in New York. C.J. Nitkowski was equally sharp on Saturday at Yankee Stadium. He's the left-hander. Got another beach ball out there in center field. Well, you remember the year when Jim Campbell shut down the bleachers, Al, because there were too many beach balls and a few other activities too.
You bet.
The 0-2 just a bit outside. But that's all part of the lore of this grand old ballpark too. Todd Walker, the former Olympian, looks at one too many. It's on the outside corner, and Willie Blair gets his third strikeout.
And Mr. Walker didn't think that was a strike. He turned around and said something to the home plate umpire. Let's take a look again. You see Osmuth look like he's setting a little bit outside.
Willie hit the glove.
Hit the glove. We should get a shot of Jerry Walker, the first base coach for the Twins, a coach for the Tigers. The last Jerry White, I'm sorry, for the last few years. Now with the Minnesota Twins. There he is. Good guy.
You betcha.
I worked with him with the outfielders for a couple years when he was here with Buddy Bell, and last year, of course, and really a good guy, a good baseball man.
Happy to be in the majors with the Twins now, and thrilled to be back at Tiger Stadium, he was saying before the ball game for this final home opener. You know, once you wear that old English D, Al, it's a part of you forever, and it means a lot to everybody who's worn it, even if it was just for 1 year. There's a bullet just foul toward the Tiger bullpen, and how about the glove of Todd Jones down there?
Yeah, well, it's always had a good pocket in it.
That glove that Todd Jones is wearing
is mine.
Was used by number 6, Al Kaline. Todd's tribute to Al, to Tiger Stadium. He said that Al Kaline needs to be a part of this final home opener. Coomer swings and misses meantime. It's 1-2.
Actually, the first time I saw Todd in spring training, it was when the pitchers and catchers were there. I walked down just to, you know, say hi to everybody. He grabbed me first thing. He said, first of all, he says, would you mind if I wore your uniform on the field the last day of the year? I said, well, I don't know whether you can do that or not, because, you know, I was retired. I said, you know, we'd have to check out. And then he said, well, how about a glove or your hat? I said, well, that's fine. And then of course, he got me in spring training over in New York. He said, how about if I just use your glove opening day? I said, fine. So he went and got my glove.
That's marvelous. No wonder you won 10 gold gloves.
Oh, no wonder. Look, when I won those gold gloves, I had a little glove to use. Those things are monsters.
Did you really?
Oh,
was the glove that much smaller?
Oh, absolutely.
There's the 1-2, tapped right back to the mound. Willie Blair with a short toss to Tony Clark after his jog toward the bag, and there are 2 gone in the Twins' 7. That'll leave it up to Lawton, who's had one of the Twins' 3 hits, a single back in the 2nd inning. Well, how much smaller was that mitt that you used for your 10 gold gloves?
Well, it was a couple inches anyhow. The fingers and the pocket wasn't nearly as big as they are today.
It would have been what, about the final third of your career when the gloves
Yes.
started really getting longer?
Mm-hmm.
Here's one outside to Lawton. The outfield straightaway, respecting Lawton's power, fairly deep as he fouls one upstairs. Well, there's nothing like this ballpark with a full house, Al. You think back to those glory years of the last two championships, 68 and 84, when that was a regular occurrence all summer long. Cruise control, bobbles it, and boy, take a picture of that. Davy Cruz with only the second error by the Tigers this year.
Boy, just a routine play for Davy. I mean, he's made this play. I've never seen him miss a ball this easy. Got a nice short hop, which is exactly what you like. You don't want the in-between hops. Look at the right little in-between short hop, and just missed the ball. Now it's up to Willie to get this guy out.
Well, let's see if he can lift his defense. Marty Cordova at the plate. Half swing, he went around. That's one strike.
Matt Lawton made a false move at first base as if he was trying to time the pitch to home plate, and let's see if he will be running. And Cordova can hit the ball the opposite way. In fact, I thought when he was rookie of the year, or one of the top rookies, that he hit the ball much better to right field, and in later years he started pulling the ball more.
Now Lawton at first, when he was aboard in the second inning with that leadoff single, tried to test Blair and Ausmus and was cut down trying to steal. After another beach ball delay, Willie Blair gets his sign. Lawton stretching his lead just slightly, does not go, and Blair just misses. The count even at 1-1. A pitcher's duel like this, every base runner is critical. 2 outs with Lawton at first. And another throw over there. This time Lawton has to dive back in. Willie Blair with a little quicker move this time.
Sometimes this is the worst thing that can happen to a pitcher who is in a group throwing the ball home plate, and all of a sudden start worried about the runner at first base, and then you lose the strike zone at home plate.
Lawton had 16 steals last year. Once stole 42 bases in the minor leagues. He's not going, and there's a grounder to Easley. He'll make the throw to first, and Willie Blair overcomes the error by Davy Cruz and keeps the Twins off the scoreboard. Al and I are up for the 7th inning stretch. The final home game at Tigers Stadium, the final home opener, sees the Tigers and Twins still scoreless.
Okay, here's our game summary. Walker has 2 doubles, Milton 6 innings, 1 hit, 6 strikeouts. Very impressive. Higginson has the only Tiger hit. Breaking ball, a good breaking ball. He gave Higgy a dose of slow curveballs that time at bat. Hunter, for some reason, 3-2, misses a fastball right down the middle of the plate. And they called him for a swing, which looked very questionable. And Mr. Walker really didn't think that last pitch was a strike. So looked like the strike zone is just a shade wider than we've seen the last couple of games, but an excellent pitching performance by both the Twins and the Tigers so far in this ball game.
And it's still scoreless in the bottom of the 7th. The Tigers send up the heart of the order with Damian Easley, Tony Clark, and Dean Palmer trying to break this scoreless deadlock. Now we've now got action in both bullpens. Damian Easley walked back in the first, the only free ticket issued by Milton, and he popped out to first base in the 4th inning, and he looks at strike 1. Milton getting that first pitch over yet again. This one lifted high and foul toward the Twins bullpen area, and nobody's going to be able to get to that. A pair of right-handers throwing in the Minnesota pen down there.
It's Trumbley and Perkins.
Damian Easley, the top hitting second baseman and top fielding second baseman in the American League a year ago. The 0-2 pitch from Milton. Just missed. There you see Trombley and Perkins, the two right-handers throwing in the Twins pen. Easley chops one slowly to short. Guzman on the run throws him out with a nice play by the rookie. Well, both pens have been busy, and Tim Swore is standing by checking all the action for us down in those bullpens.
That's right. You know, Anderson and Nikowski are ready to go for the Tigers. You know, one characteristic of the bullpen here, there's not much room, as Al knows, on the foul lines here at Tiger Stadium, and the players stand to protect the guys throwing. Well, the fans, who are where I'm at, can't see when they stand, and they're not too happy about it, although I think they want their pitcher to be warmed up when he goes in the game.
Well, that's another one of the marvelous things about Tiger Stadium, though. On the other hand, the fans so close to the players in the bullpen where Tim is, the on-deck circle. The players carry on conversations with the fans in the box seats when they're in the on-deck circle.
Sometimes the fans go get some hot dogs or something hot to drink or something cold to drink.
For those guys in the pen?
For the guys in the pen, and you know, they give them a little reward with a new baseball.
The 1-1 to Tony Clark. He was out in front again and fouled it off. Well, Milton's kept the Tigers off balance with a steady diet of off-speed pitches when they're looking for fastballs, Al.
You're absolutely right, and Tony looked like he was expecting something inside, because both those pitches he really pulled off the ball.
There's the fastball, but Milton only teased Tony with that outside. No score in the 7th inning of the final home opener at Tiger Stadium. This is foul upstairs above the Twins bullpen area. Last year's home opener was also a low-scoring affair. The Tigers winning at 3-1 over Tampa Bay, and the Tigers trying to stretch their home opening winning streak to 4 in a row today. Tony Clark thought that pitch was low, but Mark Johnson rang him up. And that's 7 strikeouts for Milton. The second time Tony has been victimized. Let's see. Well, that was below the kneecaps, Al.
Too close a pitch to take, 2 strikes.
It's up to Dean Palmer with 2 out and nobody on. He's flied to center and to right. And there's that off-speed pitch again for strike 1. Slow breaking ball on one hop to Coomer. And the Tigers go in order yet again. 17 in a row set down by Eric Milton, the Twins' 23-year-old left-hander, and we head for the 8th inning with the Tigers and Twins still scoreless. Now this is why Tiger Stadium has always smelled like a ballpark, Al.
I tell you what, and they have great hot dogs here. Maybe the best in the league.
The old ballpark Franks. And you haven't bought me one yet. Or gotten me one of your free ones.
You haven't, you know, you were historically used to eat when you were on the radio. I haven't seen you eat while you've been on the television yet.
There's no time. Now, Willie Blair and Eric Milton have been eating up the hitters today. Willie's still out there entering the 8th inning. He's only at 80 pitches. He's been very efficient. He's allowed 3 hits, 2 doubles by Todd Walker and a single by Matt Lawton. Willie has not walked a man, and the only other Twin to reach base was Lawton on an error by Davy Cruz in the 7th. There's a strike called to Minkiewicz, and it's 1-1. Willie had retired 11 in a row before the error by Cruz allowed Lawton to reach base. Eric Milton, the Twins left-hander, has retired the last 17 Tiger batters since their only hit of the game, a 1-out single by Bobby Higginson in inning number 2. Both of these pitchers have been outstanding. And you look at it, you know, the Tigers have been in a little bit of a hitting funk, which was really exacerbated by the fine starters they saw from the Yankees, but the Twins have been hitting the ball with some authority all year.
Rick Aguilera very satisfied, very pleased with what he's seen on the mound so far in today's game from Willie Blair.
The 1-1 to Minkiewicz is high and away, ball 2. We've got another delay because of an inflatable that.
Well, they're not really fans. They're really not knowledgeable fans out there, because if they're going to do those kind of things, wait until the Twins are on the field. Don't do it while the Tiger pitcher's on the field.
They're letting the fan have it. There's a foul out of play on the third base side. I think they heard you, Al. They got TVs out there now.
And Willie Blair's in a groove now, and you don't want to do anything to disrupt what he's doing out there.
Now, that's for sure. Well, this is the Willie Blair of old, isn't it? That looks like a flashback to '97 right now. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Lifted into shallow left. And Encarnacion looked like he didn't pick that up right away, and now he charges to make the grab for the out. Here comes Terry Steinbach, the veteran catcher. 0 for 2 in the ball game.
Well, Terry, a veteran, he'll be trying to take Willie deep. He's not one that really worries about his stats or whether or not he hits 300 or not. But right now, late in the game, he'll be looking for a ball that he can hit to left field.
Steinbach belted 35 home runs back in 1996 with Oakland, when he set that record for most round trippers by a catcher. And once again, Willie Blair has to wait.
And Brocail now up in the Tiger bullpen.
The Twins pen is quiet. Steinbach very deep in the box. Goes after that Willie Blair breaking ball, and he fouled it off the gear of Ausmus. 1 strike.
He had his home run swing there, but breaking ball was just a little bit too far down for Terry, who was, as Frank mentioned, had some great home run years with Oakland.
This one's in the dirt. Well, Terry has the only home run that the Twins have hit so far this year. They are 3rd in the league in runs scored in the first week of the season, but have only 1 home run. He rips one to third. Good stop by Palmer. He's still got time and can't get it. Steinbach hustling down the line, beat it out.
Well, the ball had some really good topspin on it, and then he comes up and hits Dean in the chest. He picks it up. He has a little time, a little hesitation there, maybe to get a better grip. And he also thought Steinbach doesn't run well. He takes that little extra step there. See, he takes 2 steps instead of just taking 1, and a bang play at first base.
Now that could go either way, couldn't it? Or would you give him an error?
Oh, that's an error.
All right.
No question, no lines there.
And scorer Rich Shook agrees with you. That's the 2nd error committed by the Tigers this afternoon. Yesterday, Damian Easley committed one that was their first of the season. Guzman, with the Tigers looking for the bunt, Acts as if he's going to lay one down, but he pulled the bat back. And the pitch missed.
They had Tony playing behind a runner at first base.
Palmer was charging hard at third. Palmer in on the grass against the switch hitting Guzman, who's up there left-handed. Tony Clark near the bag. There goes Steinbach. The hit and run was out, and Guzman did not make contact. And Steinbach is cut down by Ausmus. In a scoreless game, Tom Kelly trying to make something happen for Minnesota. And it backfired on him in this case.
Well, Steinbach had the first baseman playing behind him. He thought he had a good running start, but you can see the Osmonds make another perfect throw to second base, and he's out easy.
2 outs, nobody on. Blair misses up high to Guzman. The count goes to 2-1. Brad Ausmus getting his first couple of opportunities against opposing base runners, and he's nailed them both. And now we get one more delay.
Don't show those people.
Well, a lot of Tigers will take a lot of memories home from Tiger Stadium. And as we told you earlier, have their eyes set on some things that they'd like to keep. Tony Clark was among them.
I'm going to try and get my little piece before everything closes down. But
what little piece?
I don't know yet. I'm going to try and grab something, whether it's a brick, a locker, whatever the case is. I'm going to try and get my hands on something, because you're talking about a very storied ballpark and a very storied organization. An organization that's been on the corner of Trumbull and Michigan for a long time.
There's another fellow who wants a locker out.
I tell you what, they better have a full-time guard, because some night somebody's going to come in and be a bunch of lockers gone.
Yeah, let's just have them wait till September, huh? The 2-2 to Christian Guzman is inside. It's a full count.
That's the fourth one for Willie in this game. Very well pitched ball game by Willie. It's the fourth full count against the Twins.
He has not walked anybody. He struck out 3. And the payoff pitch got him swinging. And the Twins are gone. Willie Blair can afford a smile. He's pitched a whale of a ball game in the final home opener at Tigers Stadium. It's the bottom of the 8th coming up, and the Tigers and Twins are still scoreless.
All right, we're back to Tigers Stadium. I'm Tim Swore. I've taken my life in my own hands out here in center field. By the way, a number of the Red Wings being mobbed. I don't know if they're seeing any of the game. We got Chris Draper, Chris Chelios, Aaron Ward's up there, Joe Koser. They're trying to see the game, and on a serious note, security has come in here, asked these folks to enjoy the game, but quit throwing stuff on the field. So I think they're going to cooperate. Let's go back to you, Frank.
Guys, if you'd have called me, I got you tickets. Now, oh my God!
You win 2 straight Stanley Cups.
Oh, you got to sit in center field.
You're in the bleachers on opening day.
And your man owns this ball club too.
Eric Milton, wow. What a game the youngster has pitched.
Got the Bob Uecker seats out there. No, they're great seats. They're great fans that go to center field.
Higgy pops it up into the middle of the diamond. The rookie shortstop Guzman will put it away, and there's one out. I tell you what, Aaron Ward has been a regular out in the bleachers for a long time, and I think he probably talked his teammates into sitting out there just for old time's sake. Those guys could afford Tiger Den tickets. Heck, they could afford a suite in the new stadium. Tom Kelly's on his way out to the mound, and he's going to make a pitching change. He wanted Milton to face the left-handed hitting Higginson, and now with Davy Cruz coming up, he's making a move to the bullpen and bringing in the right-hander Mike Trombley. What a job by the youngster Milton today, allowing only 1 hit. The game's still scoreless in the bottom of the 8th, and the Tigers are probably to The happiest people in the park to see Milton gone.
As one of the new members of the Detroit Red Wings, Chris Chelios, longtime Blackhawk. And believe me, we are happy to have him in Detroit.
Oh, boy.
Is he a good one or not? And I'm sure he's been out at Wrigley Field where he's used to these big crowds and probably having a great time out there.
And before that, he played in Montreal. I don't think he got this same ambiance at Olympic Stadium.
I don't think so either.
The new pitcher is the right-hander, Mike Trombley. Milton, the 23-year-old, retired the last 18 hitters he faced since the only hit he allowed, that single by Bobby Higginson in the second. What a gem he threw today, and he won't get a decision.
He completely overmatched the Tigers today, at least kept them off balance. I wouldn't say overmatched them, but he kept them off balance all day long, and one hit and only one walk.
Mike Trombley, 2 days away from his 32nd birthday. Known for that nasty breaking ball to right-handed hitters. Started Davy Cruz with one, but it was high for ball one. The game scoreless in the 8th. 1 out, nobody on. Cruz rips it just outside the bag at third.
Oh, another nice catch here by Todd.
That glove, I'm telling you.
Magic. It's magic.
It's absolutely magical. Now, did he dye that, or is that the original color?
It's the original color. He's not touching my glove other than holding it in his hand.
There's that curve. 1-2 to Davy Cruz. Trombley became the primary setup man for the Twins a year ago. He appeared in 77 games. Had a .363 ERA, 1-6, lost 5. Another foul ripped past Lance Parrish, the third base coach.
And you wonder why some of the players in the bullpen are standing. They're out in the sun. It's a lot warmer in the sun than if they were sitting there or in the bullpen. You see most of them are standing out in the sun where it's a little bit warmer.
Yeah, they're not all being nice guys to protect Doug Brocail, who's warming up, and Steve Boras. Swing and a miss by Cruz. That looked like the split finger from Trombley. And Davy Cruz strikes out. 19 straight Tiger batters have been retired.
There's the splitter. Goes out of the strike zone, and if you watch and when you hear us talking about splitters, most of the time the splitters will be in the dirt or a ball, but because of the 2 strikes and with good arm motion, the Tiger or most hitters will swing at a bad pitch.
Brad Ausmus 0 for 2. There's the curve. You heard us mention Steve Boras's name down in the bullpen warming up. Doug Brocail. And yes, that is the son of Steve Boras, who's catching Brocail. Another curve. Ausmus couldn't find it. Now, Ausmus has been a star today with his arm. He's nailed 2 Twins base runners, including Terry Steinbach on that attempted hit and run in the top of this 8th inning. Two out, nobody on, the game scoreless, and the 0-2 got him swinging. That's 9 strikeouts by Twins pitchers today. We head to the 9th, and it's still Detroit nothing and Minnesota nothing. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Detroit Tigers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the expressed written consent of the Detroit Tigers, UPN 50, and Al Kaline.
Yeah, sure. Okay, we have a new pitcher also, and what a great job Willie Blair has done for the Tigers. Really doing a great job. Only 3 hits, 2 by Todd Walker, 1 by Matt Lawton, and now Doug Brocail takes over.
Brocail will face a pinch hitter to start the 9th inning. It'll be Denny Hocking. If you love Red Wings hockey, you've got to see Ray Lane and Mickey Redmond Sunday nights on UPN 50. This Sunday, they present a playoff music video guaranteed to bring the Wings luck. And Mickey dons his cowboy hat to go for a ride on the ranch with associate coach Dave Lewis. Don't miss Ray and Mickey on Ice, Sunday night at 11, only on UPN 50. It's been some pitchers' duel today. Eric Milton, the starter for the Twins, and Willie Blair. The Tigers and Twins unable to break through. Only 4 hits in the game, and we haven't seen one since the 4th inning. The Tigers have only a single by Bobby Higginson back in the 2nd. And the last hit in this game was a double by Todd Walker in the 4th with 1 out. Walker got to 3rd and was stranded there. Only 1 runner to 3rd base through 8 innings out. Denny Hocking stepping in to face Doug Brocail. A couple of veterans facing off right here. And Brocail misses with his first pitch down low. Todd Jones on the right side. C.J. Nitkowski on the left in the bullpen. This one's a little high for ball 2. Willie Blair did not walk a man in 8 innings. Struck out 4 and allowed just the 3 hits. Ball 3 to Hocking. Hocking, one of the most versatile players on the Twins team. There was a lot of talk he would give up switch hitting and bat only right-handed. There's a strike call. Willie Blair, 93 pitches today, Al. 57 of them were strikes.
He was in control all the way, and he showed me moving the ball around the best I've seen him since when he was here a few years ago.
And Doug Brocail with good movement on that last fastball. Started it inside and it came back over the plate. And now he's forced to wait once again while another beach ball falls onto the warning track. Chad Allen on deck, and then it's Todd Walker here in the 9th inning. The 3-1 to Hocking, and he fouled it back. Well, we've heard from a lot of position players on Tiger Stadium and keepsakes they'd like to have when the year's over. How about the pitching staff? Brian Moeller. We'll hear from Brian momentarily. The payoff pitch to Hocking, and Brocail got him swinging. After falling behind in the count 3-0, he fought all the way back.
Yeah, he sure did.
I got my eyes set on a couple things, and you know, I don't want to say, because if they come up missing, I don't want, you know, people are coming after me for them.
He told me in the clubhouse today, and I'm not going to tell you what it was, because if it is missing, then he might blame me. But
well, we're going to compare notes then, because he told me something he'd like too. Well, he swore me to secrecy.
Me too.
Boy, good fastball right there to Chad Allen from Doug Brocail. And Brocail showed some emotion after he came back against Hocking. He may be the fiercest competitor on that staff.
You know, I was going to say something. We don't show the people that run on the field. There was a fan that was going to run straight. Looked like he was going to run straight for the mound. You don't want to run to the mound when this guy's on the mound. I don't care if you're a Tiger fan or not, because he doesn't want anybody to disturb him when he's on the mound.
There's that sharp knuckle curve. 1-2 on Chad Allen.
I saw Jimmy Pearsall one time when he was playing. I think it was with Cleveland. Somebody ran on the field, and he decked the guy. He didn't know whether he's coming at him to fight him or what.
Well, you don't know.
No.
The 1-2 is up high. He reached back for something extra on that fastball. Well, for the players, well, that can be dangerous. And you never know what's in somebody's mind when they run on the field. If they've just been overserved, if they've just lost it, or if they've got something else in mind. Oh, he blew Allen away with that high, hard one. Doug Brocail has fanned the first 2 hitters here in the 9th.
Well, Doug is throwing hard. He is throwing hard. He's in the middle 90s, I believe. Look at that. He just overmatches him. And a good breaking ball there.
Watch this curve.
Looked like it might have been a little high, but then the high heat. And I think one more time. Ooh.
Just a little tardy with that swing, huh? Walker is tardy with the swing. He hits a liner foul over the tarp roll. Walker was caught looking at a 3rd strike last time up.
I mean, Doug is pumped. Believe me, he's pumped.
He's another fellow who appreciates the history of Tiger Stadium and the game. The outfield straight away against Todd Walker. Well, this is one dangerous hitter up there in a scoreless ball game in the 9th inning. Brocail distracted slightly.
Well, he didn't like Todd Walker walking out on him, and now all of a sudden he's going to do the same thing for him.
He went to the sinker right there, and it was a little bit low. Two outs in the top of the 9th. He missed high, and he's fallen behind against Walker. 2-1.
Well, the stage of the game you're in right now, even though the wind's blowing in, you don't want to give anybody a pitch in what you call their wheelhouse. So most of the pitches you'll see now are going to be tried to be away.
And Walker goes with the pitch, drives it to left, but Encarnacion runs it down in the gap, and Doug Brocail gets the Twins 1, 2, 3 in the top of the 9th. Here come the Tigers into bat, looking for that one run which would win it in the bottom of the 9th. Be there this Sunday, April the 18th, when the Tigers host the world champion New York Yankees here at historic Tiger Stadium. The first 10,000 fans are going to receive a collector's edition Tiger Stadium calendar. Compliments of Little Caesars. For tickets, call 248-25-TIGER. No score in the bottom of the 9th inning. Brian Hunter will lead it off against reliever Mike Trombley. Coomer in at 3rd looking for the bunt from Hunter, who has struck out twice. And there's ball 1 inside. Now for Brian right now, Al, any way to get on,
anyway,
right?
He has to be really selective now. Try to take him deep in the count if he can.
He takes high for ball 2.
Almost have to make Brian, and he's not looking, but as a hitter now, as a team player, you almost have to take a strike. Make him throw a strike.
The 2-0 pitch moved him back, ball 3.
Now you almost have to make him take 2 pitches.
No score in the 9th inning. 3-0 the count on Hunter. He's taking all the way, and there's a fastball right down Woodward. Well, Trombley knew Brian wasn't going to take the bat off the shoulder there, and he just steered it over the dish.
Brian didn't look, so obviously I think he's going to take it on his own.
He pops it in the air to right. Routine chance for Lawton for the first out. Well, in the top of the 9th, Brocail went 3-0 on the leadoff man Hocking and came back to fan him. Trombley goes 3-0 on Hunter and comes back to get him on the fly ball to Lawton.
I really don't understand Brian hitting that pitch, because if he takes another strike, he's going to get another fastball to hit anyhow. And it gives the opportunity of maybe throwing ball for it.
Here's Encarnacion. 0 for 3. There's that curveball from Trombley, and Encarnacion wasn't close to it. The Tigers with only 1 hit in the game. have not had a base runner since that single by Bobby Higginson in the second. Trombley might have gotten a little bit of help there. Encarnacion thought that was inside. All in all, though, Mark Johnson's had a very solid game behind the plate.
Very good.
There's the curve, hit in the air to left. If it stays fair, it could be extra bases, and it's a fair ball. Encarnacion into second with a double. And the winning run's in scoring position with one out in the ninth.
Well, this time he got the curveball again. It's actually very much like the one that Encarnacion thought was inside. It was a hanging breaking ball that he was able to get his bat on and hit it down the left field line. Watch where he wants this pitch outside, but boy, there's the hanger that you love to see with 2 strikes, because you're really trying to protect the plate, and he's able to hit the ball hard down the left field line.
When Navin Field opened on this site, when the grandstands were built in 1912, the Tigers beat Cleveland in their last at bat, 6-5. They're trying to repeat history here with Greg Jeffries at the plate in the final home opener.
Well, it's going to be tough. They don't play Jeffries very deep in the outfield, if in fact he hits one straight at an outfielder. Now if he hits it to the side, Encarnacion hits the ball, can run real well, so he should be able to score. But if the ball is hit directly to an outfielder, it's going to be very close at home plate.
Denny Hocking out in center field moves from left center over toward right center. And Jeffries looks at a strike. It's 1-1. Greg Jeffries could become a hero right here if he could score Encarnacion with a base hit to pull this one out in the ninth inning for the Tigers. Hit to the right side. Walker scoops it up and will throw him out. Encarnacion takes third with 2 away, and here comes a man who was a hero many times last year in the ninth inning, Damian Easley. Easley 0 for 2 plus a walk today. The Tigers all-star from '98 drove in 100 runs and looks at a curve on the inside corner for strike 1.
Wow. Let's say no more.
Encarnacion, the first Tiger to get to third base. And Easley swings and misses. That was the split. Damian, an outstanding fastball hitter. He's seen Trombley's curve and he's seen his split finger pitch. He's in an 0-2 hole. And he laid off. So tough to do. No score, bottom of the ninth. Encarnacion at third, and Easley tapped it foul. He's still alive. Probably got that pitch up a little bit higher than he wanted to.
Actually, a very good pitch to hit. It was a splitter, but was up in the strike zone, and usually when the splitter is up, it's not a very effective pitch, and he was able to get away with it. A pitch that obviously he didn't want to throw.
Last year, with runners in scoring position, Damian Easley was a .327 hitter. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Encarnacion is at third. 1-2 the count. Trombley pitches, and the split finger is low. Easley laid off again. Well, Damian has been able to hold back on 2 of those now, Al. No action in either bullpen right now. From the stretch, Trombley delivers and easily lays off the curveball.
Oh, he's not going to give in to him. If he throws him a fastball, it'll completely surprise me. Even though Tony Clark is on deck, he's going to go with what he has been throwing the last 3 pitches. That's either going to be the splitter or the curveball.
This sellout crowd on its feet. And the payoff pitch. Got him swinging at a curve. And we're going to extra innings in the final home opener at Tiger Stadium. Encarnacion stranded at third. The Tigers and Twins are still scoreless. Doug Brocail faced 4 batters, Al, and he struck out 3 of them.
And we're going to show you right there. He's just overpowering everybody right now with the fastball. Right there, he sinks that one away from him. You see Doug very emotional. And then right here, he goes to the little cut fastball and throws it about an inch or so outside, and another strikeout. And C.J. Nikowski now takes over. Has appeared in 4 games.
C.J. was brought in by the Tigers in that deal with Houston to get left-handed hitters out. Lawton flaring one to left. It's slicing, and it's going foul into the bullpen area. 1 strike. Scary for a moment. Lawton has a double off Nitkowski and is only at bat against him. Against Brocail, in case you're wondering, he was 2 for 6 in his career. CJ fires that one to the backstop, and it's 1-1. We're in the 10th inning of the final home opener at Tiger Stadium, and it's been one fine pitcher's duel. 3 hits for the Twins, 2 for the Tigers. This one's foul upstairs, and it's 1-2.
Todd Jones is ready in the bullpen. If Lawton should get on, Cordova will be the next batter, and probably will have another pitching change.
The 1-2 on the way, and that's all the way to the backstop. The breaking ball was very, very wide. Pretty clear the Tigers want to keep the ball away from Lawton. That outfield shifted way around toward left.
Well, now you have to keep the ball away from everybody. You really do. You don't want to make a mistake inside and let somebody hit a home run. You want them to earn it. That's a mistake right there. You want them to earn it. If they're going to hit a home run, make them go the opposite way. I mean, as a hitter, that's what you have to look for. At least that's what I think you'd have to look for, something away from you, because all the pitchers are afraid that somebody's going to get one pitch and you're going to hit it out of the ballpark.
And especially, I would think, Al, a left-handed batter in this ballpark.
Yeah, sure, it's a lot closer.
The 2-2. Got him looking. And he got it inside, where again, Al, he probably didn't really want it.
It looked like Osmus was sitting outside, but again, he fooled the hitter completely, and LP is out here as they look at it again. A little breaking ball that really hits the middle part of the plate. And LP makes another decision and goes to the bullpen and get Todd Jones a chance to come in and face the right-hander Cordova.
So Al Kaline's glove is in the ball game on the left hand of Todd Jones, whose right arm is being counted on to keep this game scoreless in the 10th.
Tim Swore back here at Tiger Stadium. I'm out here in Kaline's corner, or otherwise known as right field. Matt Lawton of the Twins, Bobby Higginson for the Tigers, going to start to really fight this sun. And Al, you know as well as anyone what happens from here on out as the game goes on.
Absolutely. From probably about the 6th inning on, the sun really gets nasty out in right field. It's just any ball hit above the upper deck you're going to have to be fighting the sun all the way, and it's going to be interesting to see if anybody hits some lazy line drives out there. That's when it's the worst.
Marty Cordova looks at a high fastball from Todd Jones. The pitchers have been dominant in this ball game. We've had 17 strikeouts. In fact, make it 18 strikeouts. Good curve, but it's a little bit low, and it's 2-0. That sun a factor in right, and the wind's been a factor all day long blowing in. And Todd Jones just blew a fastball past Marty Cordova. 5 of the last 6 Twins hitters have struck out. Outside, Tiger pitchers have fanned 8. Twins pitchers have struck out 10. Just 1 walk in the game, only 5 hits. 2 errors by the Tigers. Outside, Cordova draws the first walk issued by a Tiger pitcher today. He's aboard with 2 out in the 10th. And here's the left-handed hitting first baseman, Doug Minkiewicz. 0 for 3. Well, you know one thing, Al, everybody's emotions running a little bit higher in this final opening day at Tiger Stadium. Todd Jones, an emotional sort to begin with. There's a good fastball at the knees to Minkiewicz. In case you didn't hear us talking about it earlier, Todd is wearing one of Al Kaline's gloves in the game today. Cordova bluffed Jones. Jones paid no mind to him whatsoever.
He never even saw him, and that gives an indication to the base runners now that he's really not paying any attention to him at first base. I bet you he took 3 or 4 steps, and Todd could have stepped off, turned around very casually, and picked him off. But he didn't see him.
Now somebody had to be yelling. Tony Clark had to be yelling.
Oh, he did, yeah. Well, he's gone. He's gone. Watch the jumps. Right now, he's anticipating the first move. Whoops.
The 0-2 fouled upstairs.
Now is a good time for the base runner to attempt a steal.
Jerry White, the first base coach behind Cordova over there, right at the bag. I remember last year Ray Miller, the manager of the Orioles, complained to the umpires about that. And they forced Jerry White to move away from the base runners. And he was the Tigers' first base coach. And now Todd Jones throws over there to keep Cordova closer. That didn't miss by much. 1-2 the count on Minkiewicz. Cordova at first, as we mentioned earlier, healthy once again. You saw the stopwatch in Tom Kelly's right hand there. He's timing Todd Jones.
Usually you leave that up to the coaches and they relay it back to him, but he said, I got to make a decision right now. I can't wait for the coaches to tell me anything. So he's timing the release of the ball to home plate.
Cordova edges off to his lead. Not going, and the pitch is high. Cordova had 20 steals as a rookie. Then 11 the next year, then 5, and then 3. His numbers have gone down every year. He had those foot problems. But he's healthy once again. Two outs, the game scoreless here in the 10th. The 2-2 is up high. It's a full count on Minkiewicz. And now Cordova will be running.
And Tony will move behind him because you're not worrying about him right now. You want to move back in case of you can knock the ball down.
With that left-handed hitter up there, Tony will be able to close off some of the space. The set by Jones. There goes Cordova. The payoff pitch is fouled away. So this battle will be joined once again now. Todd appearing for the 3rd time this year. Hasn't allowed a run or a hit in his 2 innings thus far. And again, the payoff pitch to Minkiewicz. Just a bit outside. Jones has walked 2 in a row. And the Twins have a threat with 2 outs and Steinbach coming to the plate. So Todd Jones' control deserts him here in the 10th. Steinbach reached on an error by Dean Palmer last time up in the 8th inning. This is the first time in the ball game, Al, that either team has had more than 1 man on base at one time. That's how dominant the pitchers have been this afternoon. Jones goes to the curveball and Steinbach taps it foul at home plate.
Steinbach mostly a pull hitter on the ground straight away in the outfield when he lifts the ball. You have to throw him a lot of curves and a lot of sliders. Of course, Terry, who is a veteran player, knows that over the years when they have to get him out, they throw him a lot of curveballs and sliders. So you can never tell the last at bat when the game's on the line what a veteran player is going to hit.
Todd Jones did go to the breaking ball to start him off. This one just a little bit high. Todd seems to think he had a strike. The Twins have Rick Aguilera up in their bullpen. Their closer in case they break through here in the top of the 10th. You've got Cordova down at second. Minkiewicz at first. 2 outs. The game scoreless. Another curve, and that bends in there for strike 2. Marty Cordova edging off the bag at second. Minkiewicz behind him at first base. And Jones set with a 1-2 pitch to Steinbach. Strike 3 called. Steinbach might have been looking for another curve, and Jones just blew the fastball in there to fan Terry Steinbach. So Todd Jones walks a pair. Gets everybody's nerves a-jingling. And then fans Terry Steinbach to keep the game scoreless, heading to the bottom of the 10th. This final home opener at Tiger Stadium has been one wonderful pitcher's duel today.
One of the best games I've seen in a long time. Is if you like the pitchers dominating. Look at the hit totals. There's only 5 in the game, 3 by the Twins and 2 by the Tigers. Tigers have just as many errors as they had hits.
We've only had 2 runners reach third base in the game, 1 for each side. And it remains scoreless as Tony Clark leads things off against Mike Trombley here in the bottom of the 10th inning. And Tony has had some success against this reliever in the past. Trombley misses high and away for ball 1. In fact, if you're looking for someone from the Tigers to hit Trombley, take your pick. There are 3 who have had pretty good success against him, and they're all coming up in order here in the 10th inning. That looked like the split right there, and it got over for a strike. It's 1-1, and Tony again did not like the call. Dean Palmer is on deck. He's hit Trombley well in his career. And then Bobby Higginson due up here in the 10th. The 1-1 is popped up. Third base side, and coming over is Coomer. He won't win this battle among the paying customers. He better be careful or he's going to lose his glove.
Good effort there. The ball was very close to not being in the stands, but Mike Riley did a great job of getting over there and seeing that the ball, in fact, does go into the stand. So now if the fans touch the ball, it's as much theirs as is the visitor.
How about that one fan? He ignored Coomer. He just said, give me that baseball.
Oh, sure.
The 1-2 to Clark. In the dirt with a split finger. Bobby Higginson singled in the second for the Tigers. And then Twins pitchers retired 21 in a row before Juan Encarnacion doubled with 1 out in the 9th. He moved to third on a ground ball and was stranded there when Easley struck out. The 2-2 to Tony is popped up into the middle of the diamond. Guzman, the shortstop, is calling off Walker, and he's got it. 1 away in the 10th. Well, Tony was trying to end it right there, wasn't he?
Looks like another splitter.
Here comes Dean Palmer, the slugging third baseman. Well, there wouldn't be a better time, would there, for Dean's first Tiger home run?
He could win over a lot of fans right off the bat here. One swing of the bat.
As we said, he's been successful against Trombley in his career. The curve a little bit high for ball 1. The count even. That looked like the split right there.
As a hitter, you're looking for the ball in the middle of the plate in. As a pitcher, you're looking for the ball in the outer corner of the plate.
There's a tapper foul past Lance Parrish. You know, that first game at Navin Field in 1912 was an 11-inning affair. And this final home opener at Tiger Stadium is also in extra innings. Trombley's 1-2 pitch on the way to Palmer. Broken bat grounder, and Trombley recovers to glove it. Gets to his feet and throws him out. 2 away. It's up to Bobby Higginson, who's had one of the 2 Tiger hits, a single way back in the 2nd inning.
Bobby's at a very bad disadvantage in the lineup right now. You had Davy Cruz batting behind him, and quite honestly, they don't even care if they have to walk Bobby Higginson. They don't want to in a situation like that, but they also could be a pinch hitter. There's nobody down. Davy Cruz has not come out of the clubhouse dugout.
Bobby Higginson 1 for 3 as the right-hander Trombley delivers low for ball 1. Well, and Bobby's got to know that too, doesn't he, Al? Bobby had the first Tiger hit against the starter Eric Milton. A solid single back in the 2nd. Another low one. Frank Catalanato has come out of the dugout into the on-deck circle just to give Tom Kelly and the Twins something to think about. Nobody's up in the Minnesota bullpen right now. The 2-0 on the inside corner. Defensively in the outfield, Tom Kelly has his right fielder Lawton and center fielder Denny Hocking covering the gaps. Higginson pulls one to deep right, but it won't be deep enough. Caught it off the end of the bat, and Lawton grabs it at the track for the final out. We're going to the 11th inning, and the Tigers and Twins are still scoreless. It's the 11th inning at Tiger Stadium. No score between the Tigers and the Twins in a final home opener that has been dominated by the pitchers. Tom Kelly going back to his bench, and he's calling on Michigan native Brent Gates to bat for shortstop Christian Guzman.
Brent's always been a pretty good offensive player. He has some little shortcomings in the field, but always been a pretty good hitter.
He's a switch hitter up there left-handed, and he takes a Todd Jones fastball down low. Gates, born in Grand Rapids, went to the University of Minnesota. From Granville High School, he looks at a low one. And his career average against the Tigers is higher than against any other opponent that he has faced in his career. There's a fastball right down Woodward for a called strike. It's 2-1.
Got some action in the Tiger bullpen. Matt Anderson up again, and Sean Runyon up for the first time.
Jones is high with the heater. It's 3-1. After Gates, it'll be Denny Hocking at the top of the order, and Chad Allen. There's a strike called. Gates was taking all the way, and now it's a full count. Todd came out in the 10th. He walked the first two hitters he faced, but then he struck out Terry Steinbach looking for the final out. Gates fists one toward short. Nice short hop pickup by Davy Cruz. He made it look effortless, didn't he?
That was a tough play. The ball could have spun any which way. It looked like he got him on the handle of the bat. He usually puts a lot of spin on the ball.
But Davy Cruz with those soft hands, and there's one out.
They're cold right now, though.
Oh, you bet they are. Not so soft at this point of the afternoon.
Got him a little bit on the handle of the bat, and let's look at Davy. It looked like he's just out there. Oh well, it's just routine.
Yeah, just another. We're just taking infield out here.
We're holding their breath, and he's just oh well.
Strike one to Denny Hocking, who entered the game as a pinch hitter in the 9th and struck out. Good curveball. 0-2.
When Todd's able to get his curveball over consistently, he's really tough, because now all of a sudden that fastball really jumps up on the hitter.
Hocking wandering around out of the box. They say that Denny Hocking may be Tom Kelly's favorite player on this team. Look out. Boy, that was just a rocket. That may have hit one of the ushers.
That's what I was talking about. After two slow curveballs, that fastball gets up on you, and you're just not ready for it.
Wow. Like it got an usher right on the hand. Denny Hocking lays off that high breaking ball. It's 1-2. Hocking, one of those fellas who can play just about anywhere. He's very versatile. At one time, he was viewed as the Twins shortstop of the future. Jones jams another hitter. He'll handle this himself with a throw to Tony Clark for the out. Now Kaline's glove fielded it flawlessly.
Don't make an error with it, please.
Well, especially after he handled all those chances down in the bullpen. Well, your glove's been put to good use today, Mr. Kaline. You can be proud.
I'd like to see Todd close this game out and become the winning pitcher.
Wouldn't that be something? Chad Allen hits one to right. Long run for Bobby, and he won't be able to get to this. It lands in the front row of the upper deck. Wouldn't that be something if your glove got the victory here today? Huh?
Yeah, my glove, right? Yeah, sure. Todd had nothing to do with it.
Your glove. It's fate, Al. You believe in fate? That fastball up high. It's 1-1 on the rookie Chad Allen. He's 0 for 4.
Probably be the last inning for Todd Jones if he's able to get out of this one.
There's that breaking ball. He's had a good one today. One and two the count. The blonde reliever delivers. Strike three. Got him looking, and Allen doesn't like it, but Todd Jones has his second strikeout. The Twins are going 1, 2, 3 in the 11th. The Tigers come into bat, and there is still no score on opening day at Tigers Stadium.
Welcome back, everybody. Tim Swore here at Tigers Stadium. 9 times this home opener has gone to extra innings. The longest game is 13 innings. If we go to 12, it'll be the longest since 1973. Thank goodness it's moved along time-wise, huh, guys?
It's been a fun one, Tim, I'll tell you that. Todd Jones
really having a good live fastball and a very good breaking ball. The breaking ball is really setting up his fastball. There's another slider right there to get the last out of the inning. So all the pitching so far in this ball game has been outstanding.
We're going to get a pinch hitter to start the 11th for the Tigers. It'll be Frank Catalanato to bat for Davy Cruz. Mike Trombley has worked 2 2/3 scoreless innings of one-hit ball. Now the shadows begin to play a bit of a factor. And there's strike one. Changes defensively for the Twins. Brent Gates stays in the game at shortstop. And Latham is now in center field. So Chris Latham in center, Brent Gates at short. Here's a wide one. It's 2-1 on Catalanato. So Denny Hocking has left the game altogether then. The 2-1 is in the dirt, and that one got home plate umpire Mark Johnson.
I think
looks like Hocking at short.
At shortstop it is, yeah. Number 7.
Yeah, so it's Hocking who stayed in the game at short and not Gates. Hocking was in center field. And Latham will bat in the number 9 spot. 3-1 on Catalanato meantime.
We'd love to have a leadoff man on right now.
Trombley delivers, and Catalanato might have chased one out of the strike zone right there.
Very close. You don't want to take a chance of getting called out.
Full count on Catalanato. Brad Ausmus on deck, and then it's Brian Hunter here in the 11th inning. The payoff pitch from Mike Trombley is lifted in the air to left center. Chad Allen waits, comes in a step, and boy, he almost misplayed that one.
He made that an adventure, didn't he?
Sure did. One away, and here's Ausmus, 0 for 3 today. Three hits for the Twins, 2 hits for the Tigers. Outfield toward right, and Trombley's first pitch is down low. Action in the bullpen once again, and here comes Tom Kelly.
He didn't like the way he saw in the last couple of pitches.
And Kelly has made the sign. He wants Rick Aguilera right now.
We got a World Series type game going right here. The managers are going to their in the middle of the pitch count.
So Kelly makes the change to Aguilera right here in the 11th inning after one pitch to Brad Ausmus. 1 out for the Tigers, bases empty, and this game is still scoreless. Be there. Bring your group to historic Tiger Stadium this summer. Groups of 15 or more save $2 per ticket. Call the Tigers group hotline at 313-963-2050 and book your group for great Tigers baseball action today. The Twins go to their 3rd pitcher, Al. They call on their closer, Rick Aguilera.
And he's been perfect so far in this season. He has been in 3 games, has not allowed a run, has 1 save. A fairly good fastball. His main pitch is the split finger. He doesn't throw nearly as hard as he once did, but still a very fine pitcher. And when he has his splitter working, he can be as tough as anybody. He usually tries to get ahead with his fastball or slider and then use the splitter for his strikeout.
So Aguilera takes over to face Brad Ausmus after Trombley missed with the first pitch. And I think you're right. Tom Kelly just didn't like the way he was throwing anymore.
Yeah, obviously they may, you know, might have had a count on him as far as how many pitches, but didn't like the way the Tiger batters were swinging at him the last couple swings, and he said, hey, maybe he's getting tired. He's not used to going that long. He did an outstanding job. He came in the 8th inning.
Well, anytime a reliever goes 3 full innings, that's an awful lot. 1-0 the count on Ausmus. Aguilera pitches, and that's high and off the glove of the catcher Steinbach. You know, both managers today, Al, have to be thrilled with what they've gotten out of their pitching staffs. The Twins and Tigers mound staffs have both struggled in the early going. Tom Kelly's team had an 8 ERA in the first week. Larry Parrish's Tiger staff 9.06. Ausmus fouls one upstairs. And today both get shutout pitching in the 11th inning.
I am totally amazed the Tigers bats have not been a little warmer than they have been. You can understand it with the great Yankee pitchers, but I'm kind of surprised the Tigers haven't hit the ball harder. I'm not saying necessarily get base hits. They have not hit the ball hard.
Another foul back by Ausmus. 2-2. The question begs to be asked, could that trio of Cone, Clemens, and Orlando Hernandez in succession have put them into a slump?
It could very well be, and it could, the fact that they're all trying too hard here opening day. They want to make a big impression on this big crowd. As we all know, the last opening day here at Tiger Stadium.
The 2-2 from Aguilera. Ausmus reaches for it and fouls it out of play again upstairs. Aguilera had 38 saves last year for the Twins, but he blew 11 saves, which was the most in the league. He's going to be 38 years old on New Year's Eve. Well, there's strike 3. Ausmus caught looking at a good fastball, and there are 2 gone in the Tigers' 11. The 3rd time today Brad Ausmus has fanned, and the 11th strikeout for Twins pitchers.
Here's the last pitch. Brad obviously looking for something off speed, and this fastball looked like a pretty good pitch to hit right in the middle of the plate. Brad looking for the splitter or a slider.
So it's up to Brian Hunter.
And Brad's getting a lot of his hits against the bat rack right now.
Just off the outside corner. Better the bat than his fist, right, Al?
You bet. Been there, done that.
Hunter pops it up. Aguilera wants to call for it, and now Minkiewicz, the first baseman, charges in and says, no, that's my job. We're going to the 12th inning here at Tiger Stadium, and the Tigers and Twins are still scoreless.
Okay, we have a couple changes for the Detroit Tigers as we go into the 12th inning, top of the 12th inning. Only 5 hits in this game, a 0-0 score. Catalano stays in the game, will play second base. Damian Easley moves from second and will play shortstop now. And we have a new pitcher, Sean Runyon, the left-hander, coming in to pitch for the Tigers. What a great job all the pitchers on both sides have done for in this ball game. It has been a really exciting game. Opening day, last opening day here at Tiger Stadium.
And worthy of the sellout crowd as Sean Runyon now tries to keep it scoreless in his 3rd appearance of 1999. 2 left-handed batters due up here in the 12th inning as the buddies Doug Brocail, the setup man, and Todd Jones, the closer, share a few precious moments together on this final opener at Tiger Stadium. And Runyon's first pitch was less than memorable.
My goodness.
That's about as wild as they get right there.
That's got to shake a hitter up a little bit right there. I mean, that wild. Just outside, about 6 feet.
missed the batter's box. Ball 2. I'm not sure that I've seen one more wild than that, Al.
A great line out of the truck. Mayor Archer threw a better pitch than that.
Toby Cunningham's full of good lines, isn't he?
Oh, I'm telling you.
I want Sean Runyon to know who to go after. Walker taking all the way, gets a strike called.
Walker would like to have that pitch back, and you better not throw it again because you might see one in the upper deck. That pitch was a nothing pitch right on the inner part of the plate.
Walker has had 2 of the Twins' 3 hits today, doubles in the first and the fourth, and he was going for number 3 right there. Full count. The Twins haven't had a hit since the 4th. There's a foul grounder past Jerry White, the first base coach. Ron Coomer will follow, and then Matt Lawton, another left-handed hitter, due up here in the 12th inning for the Twins. Here's a long fly to right, and there she goes into the upper deck. A home run for Todd Walker. And he delivers the first run of the ball game, leading off the Twins' 12th inning.
Well, the wind wasn't going to stop that one, although it may have helped it a little bit. The wind looked like it has shifted a little bit, blowing out to right field, but that was deep in the right field, upper deck. First run scored in this opening day, 1999, the last opening day here at Tiger Stadium. The first hitter that Sean Runyon had to face here in the 12th inning. And LP comes out and will make another pitching change. And Matt Anderson will come in, and as he does, we'll take a commercial break here.
Tim Swore back here at Tiger Stadium. Well, the plan was for Sean Runyon to face one man, the left-hander Todd Walker. Obviously, Walker got the home run. In comes Matt Anderson, and I would think, Frank, you know, now too, if the Tigers can manage to scratch back and tie the game, the bullpen starts to get a little thin.
You don't have a lot of company down there anymore in that bullpen, Tim.
You're right.
Well, Sean Runyon was shaky from the first pitch out.
Yeah, he threw the first pitch about 6 feet off line, and then got behind and didn't want to walk anybody. Didn't want to walk him, and threw a fastball right down the middle. Looked like down the middle from our angle.
Ron Coomer bats against Matt Anderson. Coomer 0 for 4. 1-0 Twins. We're in the 12th inning. There's that heat from Matt Anderson.
Tough to see right now, and this is not the ideal spot to be hitting in, right, with Matt Anderson throwing the ball in the high 90s and the shadows creeping out towards the pitcher's mound.
1-2 on Coomer. Well, Coomer's standing there in the shadows, and the shadows of the light tower are over the mound, and so Anderson with that herky-jerky motion and then the fastball around 100 miles an hour, it's coming out of nowhere on the hitter, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't see the ball real well. You know, it's dark, and it comes from through the light into the dark.
And Coomer didn't see that one. He strikes out.
And you automatically, with him throwing, he really doesn't have the greatest control in the world. There's a little fear factor in the minds of a right-handed hitter, particularly. Watch where this foot goes. You see the foot and the
both feet,
and the other part of his body left too. The one that looks like yours, Frank.
Watch it. Yeah. There's a lot. Whoa! Look out! Jumping rope in there. Ball 1. I'm not making fun of Ron Coomer at all, because I can understand his feelings right there.
Oh, I've been there many times. You can't see the ball real well. You got somebody out there who doesn't have the greatest control in the world, and your instincts say, well, I think I've just looked for the ball inside and don't worry about that pitch away from me.
And stick the bat out in case I make contact. Little looper, easily racing back, and he'll make it over the shoulder grab. Boy, he had to fight the wind on that one, and that's a tough catch.
Yeah, that's the play where you know you have to go get it. The outfielder's no way he's going to get the ball. You know the wind's going to knock it down. So as an infielder, you have you know you have to go all out, and that's exactly what Ease does. He goes in there and makes a basket catch over his shoulder.
And that leaves it up to Marty Cordova. He tried to hold up on that knuckle slider, and it's strike one. He went too far.
And Marty's moved a little bit off the plate, which he's a smart man.
0-2. Yeah, I don't blame him a bit. He's kicking at the dirt. And Matt Anderson's in charge in this situation. Base hit. He got it through the hole on the left side on an 0-2 pitch. Marty Cordova hung in there against Matt Anderson.
And that doesn't go over well with your pitching coach. 2 strikes, no balls, and you throw a pitch that a hitter can swing at and hit.
Cordova aboard with the 5th hit. And Rick Aguilera now flashing signs to Matt Anderson and Brad Ausmus. The batter, Doug Minkiewicz, the first baseman, who's 0 for 3 plus a walk, and he can't find that first pitch from Anderson. I think that was the changeup. It's so hard to tell. That's the pitch that Anderson worked on in the Arizona Fall League, and he only throws it about 85 miles an hour. His fastball is high. Only, can you imagine that?
Only, yes. That's slider speed. Maybe a guy would have slowed back and hit that slow 85 mile an hour.
There's one tapped foul up the third base side. Can you really start your swing earlier against a guy who throws as hard as Anderson?
Oh, you have to. I mean, you have to do a lot of any kind of movement you have at home plate to get prepared to swing. You have to start a little bit earlier. But the secret of hitting somebody like Matt Anderson is not swing hard. You have to just tell you in your mind, swing quick. Not power, not muscle, but quick. More hands.
The 1-2 pitch on the way. Pulled on the ground past Tony Clark. Cordova will move around to third as Minkiewicz comes through with a single. Runners at the corners after 2 were out on back-to-back base hits. And the batter will be Terry Steinbach. Now, you think that was the changeup right there?
It's hard to tell. The ball was down, and that's got to be the easiest pitch for a hitter to hit off of Matt, because you usually cannot catch up to a high fastball when you throw that hard. But if the ball is down, you have a better chance of hitting a fastball. Let's see where, in fact, what it is. Looked like a fastball, and it was down. And usually, left-handers are all low ball hitters.
So
I think Matt aims for the middle of the plate. I really do. I don't think he has any idea of corners, and I think all he wants to do is just throw it hard and throw it over the plate if it goes one way or another.
Well, that's what he did on that pitch to Terry Steinbach. He threw it right down Woodward and blew it by him. Foul ball. The Twins have broken the scoreless deadlock on the leadoff homer by Todd Walker here in the 12th inning.
And Matt will never become an outstanding closer until he has better control, because it doesn't really matter how hard you throw in the major leagues if it's in the middle of the plate.
Will he have to take something off his velocity, Al, to do that?
I don't know. I mean, if he can throw hard and hit the corners, that's great, but he's going to have to learn to hit the corners more. You can't throw it in the middle of the plate.
That's that devastating knuckle slider, and it victimizes Terry Steinbach. The Twins are gone, but they have the lead on the home run by that man, Todd Walker. 1-0 Minnesota. The Tigers coming into bat in the bottom of the 12th. If you like Red Wings hockey, you've got to see Ray Lane and Mickey Redmond Sunday nights on UPN 50. This Sunday, they present a playoff music video guaranteed to bring the Wings luck. And Mickey dons his cowboy hat to go for a ride on the ranch with associate coach Dave Lewis. Don't miss Ray and Mickey on Ice, Sunday night at 11, only on UPN 50. 1-0 Twins. Bottom of the 12th. Top of the order for the Tigers against Rick Aguilera. Encarnacion, Jeffries, and Easley. Do they have an answer for the Todd Walker leadoff homer in the top of this 12th inning? Encarnacion doubled his last time up. One of only 2 hits for the Tigers this afternoon. And the first pitch missed outside from the veteran Aguilera.
And you can bet he is going to be pitching outside, and if he does get ahead, he will use his splitter. But the veterans, you can see the catcher sitting outside. He's going to make you go the other way if you're going to hit one out of the ballpark. You say use your own power, but I'm not going to give you a pitch if I can help it in the middle of the plate in.
1-1 on Encarnacion. Leading off in the bottom of the 12th. 1-2. He had the home run swing on that.
Juan's swing is getting longer and longer. I don't know whether it's because of the cold weather and he's not able to get loose, but his swing is getting a lot longer now than it was in spring training.
Well, you said it earlier. It might have been a bad thing to homer on the first pitch of the year. The 1-2 got him swinging. There's one out in the Tigers' 12th. Only 2 Nuggets left. The second time Encarnacion has fanned. That's 12 strikeouts now for Twins pitching today. The only Tigers who have not fanned are Dean Palmer and the man stepping to the plate right now, Greg Jeffries. That's among the starters. Jeffries 0 for 4. He's lined to right and grounded out 3 times. Low ball 1. Greg's a contact hitter.
Yeah, he's got to don't worry about hitting home runs. He's got to try to hit the ball hard on the line, get on base, and let somebody else do it.
He slaps one to left. Chad Allen won't get to it, and it spins by him. Jeffries digging for second, and he'll get in with that head-first slide. Greg Norman could have used that kind of spin on his golf ball yesterday.
He hit it on the end of the bat, and it really took a lot of spin out there and spun away from the outfielder. Here it is again. This is what he has to do. He has to just try to hit the ball and hit it in a hole someplace. Watch the spin on this ball. Hits the dirt, spins back past him. And Jeffries hustling all out, head first in the second. Now we got a chance to tie this thing.
The tying run at second on the Bellata double. And Damian Easley, the batter, with 1 out in the 12th. 1-0 Twins.
They didn't even give the outfielder an error on that, did they?
No. Good breaking ball at the knees for strike 1. Damian 0 for 3 plus a walk, and he has had success against Aguilera.
I would bet every time at bat today, Damian Easley saw a slider or a breaking ball first pitch.
Well, that at bat in the 9th inning when he struck out against Trombley, that's all he saw was breaking balls. Jeffries not a very big lead, and time was called before that pitch was delivered.
Damian called time at the plate. He thought they just took a little bit too long.
Well, in the 9th inning, when Damian fanned for the final out, he had a runner in scoring position. And you know he'd love to make up for that right now, where a base hit would tie the game. The outfield pretty much straight away. Not all that deep. And now a balk has been called on Aguilera. And he wants to know what he did. He's going right after Richie Garcia.
I tell you what, both guys called a balk instantaneously. The home plate umpire and the second base umpire called a balk.
Tom Kelly wants to make sure Aguilera doesn't get himself ejected. He's on his way out to join the discussion. Aguilera just livid. You don't see many balks called in the American League.
Well, yeah, obviously he does something with his hands. Does he move his hands? I didn't see anything.
I don't know what he did. Let's see if we've got another angle.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yep. Right there. That's it.
That little flinch
that
is
little
considered
flinch
a balk.
here is considered a balk. Anytime he moves that hand as if he's going to go to his windup. Now you have to get in that spot before you receive your sign at home plate, and then that little movement, like he moved his hand forward just a little bit and his body over, that was like you're confusing the base runner. It wasn't much, but there was a little movement there.
And now the Twins, with a tying run at third and one away, will pull the infield in. They lead 1-0. 0-1 the count. The pitch. Strike 2. Tony Clark on deck. Well, you couldn't ask for a better opportunity to knot it up against one tough reliever. Aguilera delivers. Oh, look out. Sinker moved easily out of the way.
They got to put the ball in play. I mean, you can't strike out. You got to put the ball in play. Hope it gets a hole someplace. Make the infielders make maybe a bad throw. You got to choke up. You got to protect the plate.
The 1-2 is on the way. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Easily strikes out. Boy, that is a big out for Rick Aguilera and the Twins. It's all up to Tony Clark.
Yep, that's a swing, and then easily he's got to put this in his memory bank right here. Pitching him away all day long with sliders. When the game's on the line, where are they going to pitch him? Last 3 pitches were fastballs inside.
It's up to Tony Clark now. With a tying run, Greg Jeffries down at third and 2 out in the 12th. Whoa, that's up and in, and Tony had to spin out of the way. Aguilera has had the better of Tony in their meetings previously. Clark can hear his name being chanted by the sellout crowd at Tiger Stadium. Oh, he had the home run swing right there. A foul tipped it to the glove of Steinbach. 1-1 the count.
And the pitches to Tony, 2 fastballs. One was high, way inside. That's the fastball. Another one up above the belt. And that's the way they pitch him. And then they try to throw a splitter.
Up the middle towards short. Good pickup by Hocking. Ball game, and the Twins survive the opener. A great pitcher's duel. They win it on the leadoff 12th inning homer by Todd Walker. The Tigers leave the tying run at third base. We'll be back in a moment to Tiger Stadium, where the Twins have spoiled the last home opener at the corner of Michigan and Trumbull. Quite a pitcher's duel in the last home opener at Tiger Stadium, but one swing of the bat by Todd Walker leading off the 12th against Sean Runyon now decided it.
Yes, it was Sean got himself in a little bit of trouble. He was behind in the count, didn't want to walk the hitter. He threw 2 pitches that he had a good swing on the pitch before that. And then all of a sudden he got one in the middle of the plate. He got it up there. The wind blowing a little bit to right field. I don't think the wind affected it at all, but that was the extent of the ball game. Really, it was a great pitcher's duel. Everybody pitched well, and it was a great ball game, although the wrong team won.
Our Subway sub of the game, Rick Aguilera, who got the big strikeout on Damian Easley right there in the bottom of the 12th with a tying run at third and only 1 out. That wraps it up from here at Tiger Stadium. The Twins extend the Tigers' losing streak. 1-0 on the Walker home run. Don't forget, Wednesday night, the Red Wings back on UPN 50 against Nashville. And Al and I return on Friday when the Tigers open a weekend set with the Yankees. We hope to see you then. Now for Tim Swore, Toby Cunningham and company in the truck, Frank Beckman and Al Kaline here saying so long from the corner of Michigan and Trumbull.